You are a brand builder. You are a vision executor. You are also a memory architect. Right. Okay, so let's give ourselves a round of applause. You're all amazing in the house. All right. So moving on, I want us to look, around us and, look around the people and give a compliment. Look at the person by your side and give them a compliment. You can say you're amazing. It's a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad you're seated right by my side. All right, so thank you all. This conference was curated with one goal in mind. Okay. All right, so let's have one house. So to empower event professionals with the systems, tools, partnerships, and insights needed to build profitable scale and sustainable businesses. The event industry is evolving. You all will agree with me, right? Okay, and today, we are not just talking about decor and coordination. We are talking about structure, management, and growth, and of course, positioning. Because in this technological era, positioning is very important. So we are going to be looking at all of that. Now, before we proceed, just a quick guideline for today's event. Please ensure your phones are on silent. No distraction. You want to stay connected from the beginning to the very end. So ensure your phones are on silent. Engage actively, because this is a room of collaboration, right? So engage actively. Also take notes, because the insights shared today could transform your business, right? Also ensure to network intentionally, because the next big opportunity could be seated right beside you. You never can tell. So that is it with our guideline for the event today. We would like to specially appreciate our partners, our team manager, also our speakers and facilitators. We would also like to appreciate every registered participant who chose to invest in growth today. So you are all welcome. Your presence adds value to this gathering. So before we move on in this event, I would like us to rise up on our feet as we take the national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve a sovereign motherland.
All right, thank you all. May we have our seats? All right, so let's invite the program's manager, Mr. Vincent, to give us the opening remark. All right, let's give him a hand of applause as he makes his way forward.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The energy is low. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's better, thank you. Sincerely speaking, we are sorry for starting late. And for those standing, please, we've made arrangement for more seats, please. And thank you for coming today. We want to appreciate every one of you for being here today. Startup Abuja is a social enterprise organization, and we believe in supporting startup, encouraging startup, and also we organize events like this, conferences, collaborations, and why we do that is to ensure that some conversation around specific issues are being discussed. Most of our aim is to ensure that startup gets right direction. We know that most of them are not getting access to the funds, getting access to maybe provisioning their work and what have you. So Startup Abuja supports startup with funding, VC. In most of our previous events, we've had several events. And Startup Abuja, every year we have an annual conference. These are just small engagements and events that we do. Our annual conference comes in mostly October. The last one we had over 5,000 startups from Ivory Coast, Ghana, Cameroon, and what have you. They actually pitched. That was Hackathon Challenge. And they pitched and they won prizes. And some of them are doing fantastic well. I mean, prizes from 5 million, 3 million, 2 million, and what have you. So we supported quite a number of startups, over 35. And it was so challenging, seeing that a lot of startups are building interesting solutions. And why are we here today? We are here because we realize that this ecosystem is not quite, there's no conversation on how things can be done better in event managers, event organizers, and what have you. And we know there are quite a number of professionals here and who are doing fantastic, good managing events and what have you. So Startup Abuja, we thought it wise to, bring in organize this event so that we can have just discuss around solutions, things we can do better as event planners, event organizers, and what have you. And we know we have a number of professionals seated here who are going to give us more insight on how we can be better in what we are doing. So I want you to sit tight. It's going to be engagement, conversation, not too much bugging us with speaking, right? So we just want to have that interesting panel section. We talk and about how we can do things better in the event aspect of things. So without bugging you with too much, on behalf of the management and the team, I once again welcome you to Startup Abuja event today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vincent. All right, so without any further delay, we'll go straight to what we have for today. So first of all, our first speaker will be coming up now. She is Dr. Fatima Blessing Abadaki. She is a distinguished tourism professional, public sector leader, an advocate for Nigeria's creative and cultural industry. Dr. Sule is also the Abuja president of the Fashion Designers Association of Nigeria, a retired deputy director of the Nigerian Tourism Development Authority, Dr. Sule built a distinguished career in public service, contributing to tourism policy implementation, regulatory oversight, destination marketing, and institutional development at the national level. Her decades of experience reflect a deep commitment to governance, sectoral reform, and professional excellence. So as you can see, this is a huge profile here. So make welcome Dr. Fatima. Make it louder as she comes forward.
Good evening, house. Please, all of you should relax. I want to say a very big thank you to the organizers of this startup conference. Guess what? I was just scrolling my phone and I saw the advert and I forwarded it to my sons. I wanted them to be part of what is happening in Abuja, having moved from Lagos to Abuja. They've been into themselves, you know, and I was like, oh, well, if I fill this form and I get details, then I can just tell them to come. Then 2 days ago, I just got a message saying, please, can you be our keynote speaker at this event? And I'm like, wow, God, you are able to guide me. I thought that when I come here, we're all just going to sit down together, listen to all the speakers, and I'll gain one thing or the other. But that's what we're going to do anyway. It's going to be interactive. It's not about English. But I'm going to lend my experience in the industry. Outside of the industry and in governance, we'll merge it together. And I hope at the end of our discussion here today, we'll all go back richer and we will do things excellently well. God bless you all. Do I have my presentation? Okay, let me try and see if I can get it from my phone. Our next conference will get a bigger hall by the grace of God, so people won't have to stand. Well, I'm going to be talking on the business of seamless events, structure, strategy, sustainability, and measuring KPIs, that is the key performance indicators. You must agree with me that the business of event packaging, it's a very, 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 it can be very smooth once you know what to put in place. It can be very daunting when you don't know what to put in place. But here we are today, we're going to be rubbing minds together, know what to do, how to do it technologically. Glory be to God. We all have our Android. We all have access to Google. We have access to Meta AI. That when you throw in any question, if you are diligent and willing enough, you are able to learn a whole lot. So we go setting up clear roles, teams, and processes. Yeah, the business of seamless. Can I have the next slide? Seamless events are crucial for crafting memorable experiences that resonate with attendees. Flawless coordination enhances customer satisfaction, strengthens brand reputation, and foster repeat business, ultimately driving growth. The whole essence of you going into business is not to open the business and do it once and close. The whole essence is you start the business, you make your mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and you keep going. There is no stopping. You will make mistakes. You will fall. You will rise. You see, when you are consistent, the word in business, all those big businesses that you see today, they had times that they were really frustrated. Things were not moving, but they kept at it. And they say to themselves, see, this business, I'm already in it. There is no turning back. And that is the spirit I want everybody who is going into event planning or who is already in event planning, that is the kind of spirit I want you to have. A never die spirit. This business is not going to die. Anyhow, if it means collaborating with other people that are in this business, we must collaborate. We must push it forward. No matter what obstacles comes our way, we must overcome the obstacle. That is the spirit I want this generation to have. Never quitting. Be dogged. The roles. Key component of event structures. You have roles, you have communication, you have timeline, you have budgeting, you have logistics, and you have structure. First, who is doing what? You put pen to paper. Okay, what kind of event are we having? Let's say it's a tourism. Let's call, because my core competence is tourism. Maybe a fashion design competition or a fashion exhibition. If we are going to have a fashion exhibition, what and what do you need to put in place to have a successful fashion event? Who and who is in your team? You need to know all of that. Who is competent to handle guests? Who is competent to handle the customers? Who will take care of the advert? All this nitty-gritty has to be in place. And like I said to people, you need to document. Until you document, you are not ready to move ahead. Because what you have written stays on your brain. Get a notepad. Oh, this event, this is the place. This is what I need to put in place. This is, it is Yusuf that is handling transportation and logistics. Once you have all of that, then you move. Clearly, the roles, clearly defined roles ensure accountability and smooth functioning. Like I just put it in a layman's language, like I said, it's not about English. We're just going to be talking about it, gisting about it. Then you come to communication. Effective communication is very key. Don't assume Yusuf, who is supposed to be handling logistics, is handling it perfectly well. No. You wake up in the morning, you call up Yusuf. Yusuf, how far have you gone? EMBC, you are the one handling advert. What's happening to our advert? And EMBC, when they give you a role to play, ensure you do it, please. Ensure that whatever role is given to you in the event management, you handle it to the best of your ability so we can have a seamless, we can have a free flow. Even if there is a challenge, we'll be able to nip it in the bud on time so that it does not affect your output. Efficient communication. It fosters collaboration. It minimizes misunderstanding among team members. And I will tell you, for example, when I put a team together, you all have roles. But when I'm going to address my team, I talk about everything in the presence of everybody. Do you know what that saves you from? If one person forgets, the other person will not forget. And if you have a very good team, you see them reminding each other, have you done your task? Have you gotten in touch with so? The other person is saying, have you arranged the transportation for so? Like that. You see that everybody will be up and doing. But if you use a divide and rule tactics, because sometimes you forget yourself as a leader and you want to like this one. I like this one more than this person. And you're just like, you do this one, but you've not communicated to this, that this is what this other person is supposed to do. It is an event. It's supposed to, you're supposed to work in unity. But if you don't have that ability to hold your team together and you use a divide and rule tactic, you will regret it. Because at the end of the day, it's going to tell on your output. So your communication is very, very, very important. Very well, I mean very important. You can disagree, but you will all agree at the end of the day. Very important. Then you set your timelines. What time the seats must be arranged. Maybe the event is for 6 o'clock. You have to set your timeline. 3 o'clock, the hall must be ready. 3 o'clock, everything must be in place. Meaning that you are waking up at 6 a.m. You are calling the company, supplying chairs and tables to be there at the venue of the event, to set the place up. You are calling the lighting company to be there. You are in touch with the MC. The MC has to be there 2 hours before the event. So your timeline, you must set a timeline if you don't want to fail. Then budgeting, money. That's where the core of the whole matter is money. But you need to, when setting up your budget for your event, also try and make sure that you have extras. But at the same time, avoid wastage. You need to avoid wastage. You have enough money for this. You have your budget. You make sure that your financial management, because there's certain times, it happens to me. I don't know whether it happens to other people, but I can bet you that if you count 10 people in this hall, it happens to them. My own money, aside from the budget, once you say, hey, auntie, we have not gotten this, I'll just put hand in my pocket as long as money is there. That is out of pocket of expenses, and you just give. Go here, go and do it, go and do it. When they come back, you don't even record what you have spent extra. Or you take something that you have budgeted for bread, and you forgot that you did not add egg. Then the money for bread. Go and buy, just buy the bread and come, Daddy. Just buy this one and come. But you see, budgeting is very, very key. Very, very key. And try to adhere to what you have budgeted to avoid wastage. In this climb, one thing I have noticed is we don't only waste time, we also waste money, we waste resources. At the end of the day, when you put pen to paper, you've discovered that you have run at a loss. You are not in business to run at a loss. You are in business to make profit. Of course, the events manager takes care of the logistics, and the marketing teams must work together to create a seamless experience over 10 days. And of course, you need to, if I ask now, how many people do you have in attendance here? You need to capture that. You must always capture it. Then we talk about the structure, proper structures establish a foundation for successful events, enabling team to operate efficiently and effectively. Next slide, please. Then strategic planning for events. You have your audience, you have your concept, you have your vendor, you have risk. And talking about the audience, of course, you have to identify the target attendees and you know the preference. Okay, if it is a food festival you're organizing a food festival, you know those people that you need to invite for the food festival. You know the number of vendors that you need to reach out to. Who are they? How do you get them? That is very, very important. Then how do you get the public to attend the festival? You also have to work that out. Then the concept. You have to build a unique vision for the event experience. You need to make your event memorable. When you make it memorable, next time you have a wide number of clients who will be telling you, it is Basira that I want to come and handle my event. It is because when they handled my event, it went seamless. Then you need to evaluate your vendors when you're having maybe a fair or the food fair. You need to evaluate your vendors. So everybody that you give tickets to. If you want to have a successful event, you need to interview them. You need to know what they do. You need to do a background check on every vendor that is coming. Of course, there's nothing. Life itself is a risk. So there is no event that you are putting in place that you don't anticipate the risk involved. You have to put in place a mechanism to curb the risk. You make the risk minimal. You know what to put in place? You're having an event, like in this hall now. I'm sure if somebody faints now, I don't think there's a first aid box. That's one thing that a lot of event planners don't take care of. Health and safety of the environment is very, very important. But in this climate, they don't. As a matter of fact, if you're having a fair, it is not too much if you have your ambulance, if you contact Red Cross and get them to be on standby, just in case somebody comes and faints at your event. Or you have your medical team just by the side. Those are some of the risks that we need to mitigate as we plan our events. Please, the next slide. Of course, we need to have the benefits of sustainable events, cost saving. Sustainable practices lead to lower overhead costs and ultimately improve the bottom line of your events. Your brand image is very important. You make sure that you adopt a green initiative, because that is the snag now, a green initiative. You can have your event at a garden, you know, so your audience can inhale oxygen at your garden. You know, it's even making it so beautiful. Most of the gardens that we have, they're green. So we should try to promote outdoor events. Yeah, indoor is good, but now let's try to promote an eco-friendly environment for our events. Then compliance, sustainability efforts. We need to ensure that we comply with the regulations, the standards. Standards must be maintained. We need to minimize legal risk and potential penalties from our organizations that are in charge of events. In Abuja, you have the Office of the Mandate Secretary, then the Tourism Department. I don't know if they are up and doing their job the way they should do it to supervise the operation of event managers in Abuja. But I think we will get them to do that so we can have a seamless and a healthy event. Then now we're going to be tracking KPIs, that is key performance indicators. If you learn to track, like if you go to Google, now you have the Google Sheet. You have all this in if you want to keep records. Google has sheets. Or you can use what do they call it? The very common one that we're using before now. Excel. But I think the Google Sheet is seamless. It's easier. It teaches you how to do virtually everything. Once your attendance, if you key in your figures, it comes out well. So I will, at your leisure time, please just open the sheet on your Google. Then, and the benefits of tracking KPIs is that it can lead to 75% increase in attendee satisfaction, demonstrating the effectiveness of strategic planning and execution in a seamless event. Once you have this in place, the indicators, once you are able to monitor the number of people that have attended, and you are able to, how much money came in, how much money have we spent on our budget, how much money did we spend on advert? And by the way, adverts now, like I was so impressed what the organizers of this event, they did on the social media. It was so beautiful. I mean, I was getting the algorithm on Facebook was super, you know? And I know it costs money to do all of that. So you need to, it is not my money. You understand? So all of this, we need to put them in place so we can have successful events. And essential KPIs to track: the attendance, the budget, the satisfaction, engagement, and feedback is very important. You know, when you get your feedback, please don't just look at it that it's just shit. Study it very well. Where did I miss it? How can I get better? You know, how can I do things more excellently well? You know, we'll keep improving day by day. It's not it's not static. What we have done today now, the lecture I've given today, now I'll still go back again to study more. So when next you call me to come and talk, I will talk better. We'll just keep improving. You learn every day. And I wish you well as you set up to do this business. I know you all go up there. God bless you all.
On behalf of the management, apologize for those standing. It isn't in our nature. It wasn't intentional. We only got to, have an overwhelming number of registration. Please pardon us and be a little bit patient because something is being done, and very soon you all be comfortably seated. So we apologize. All right. Moving on, I want to come to one or two persons who would, tell us briefly what you grabbed from what was said just now. All right, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Mawasibudi. I'm a broadcaster with Cool FM. We're the owners of Nigeria Info and Wazobia FM. First, I would like to really appreciate you, Ma. Thank you so much for that session. It was mind-opening. For me, I think the major thing, I got a lot, but the major thing for me was taking feedback very important, and also the KPIs to track, like the attendees and other things. It just goes on to show that there's more to events than you see. There's a lot that you need to pay attention to. And like she mentioned, there's always room for growth. So staying consistent at the event, at the job, gives you room for growth.
Thank you very much for that. Should I pick the next person or you just, indicate? All right. I love your smile.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Sule, for this very impactful session. So for me, what stood out was communication. I am an event planner, and I know that from the beginning, what I struggled with was communication. So what she said about having meetings with your team all together is very helpful. I implemented that some time ago and it worked. So when you work with people individually, you find that when one person flops, then it's like everything just goes south. But when everybody is in the picture of what is supposed to happen, then it makes the event go smooth. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for that. If I bring the microphone to everyone, I believe we all have one or two things to say, but because of our time. So because of that, let's give our speaker a round of applause once again. All right, so the QR code right here would take you to the events, the plan of events. So please just bring out your phone and scan. All right, let's move on. All right, the next thing on our agenda for today is panel session 1. And we are going to be having 4 wonderful persons. Okay, can we have 4 wonderful persons to take us on this. The very first person I have here is Queen Ohamara. All right. So Queen Ohamara is a dynamic entrepreneur, project manager, and event strategist with over a decade of experience leading innovative projects across the event industry. All right. In addition to event planning, Queen is the founder of Cole All Gems, a sister brand to Kumara V. Okay, so it's specialized in high quality fox, bouquets, and retail flowers for brides, event planners, and deco lovers. Her leadership style blends creativity, strategic thinking, and emotional intelligence, qualities that have earned her a reputation for excellence and reliability in her field. Please, let's make welcome Queen Hamara as she comes. All right, I'm so sorry about that for the wrong pronunciation of the name. You're welcome, ma'am. Again, please. Okay, so seat arrangement is being made for the person standing over there. So we'll just take a brief moment to let them settle down, then we'll continue. Thank you.
You see, I waited for this time. I've been hoping for someone like you. Hope you remember, I'm not doing this life without you. So hold on, 'cause baby, you know it. I go nowhere, this your matter. Go put me inside trouble, and that's fine by me. You said you know when you call me my baby, I go enter my motto and show. 'Cause I go nowhere. you this 1,000 times. Oh, if it's love you want, then I'll supply. Listen to me now. You're my life, my love, my honey.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best, you can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You could talk to God, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you can find yourself
Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. 'Cause you burn with the brightest flame. And the world's gonna know your name. And you'll be on the walls of the Hall of Fame.
Once again, we apologize for the seats-ish going on there. It is not in our nature. This has not happened in our events before. We promise that this will be settled in no time and we will proceed. Sorry for the delay. We will come back shortly. All right, thank you.
On my way to see my friends, who lived a couple blocks away from me. As I walked through the subway, it must have been about 3:15 in front of me. But a beautiful honey with a beautiful body. She asked me for the time. I said the cost of her name, 6-digit number, and a date with me tomorrow at 9. Did she decline? No. Didn't she mind? I don't think so. Was it for real? Damn sure. What was the deal? A pretty girl is 24. So is she keen? She couldn't wait. Cinnamon queen. Let me update. What did she say? She said she loved to rendezvous. She asked me what we were gonna do. So we stopped with a bottle of Moet for tea. Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday. I met this girl on Monday. Took her for a drink on Tuesday. We were making love by Wednesday. And on Thursday and Friday by Wednesday. And on, and on, and on, and on, and on, and on. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away to find a better day. I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. I'm walking away to find a better day. I'm walking away. Sometimes today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed. Don't feel like picking up my phone, so leave a message at the tone. 'Cause today I swear I'm not doing anything. I'm gonna kick my feet up, then stare at the fan. Turn the TV on, throw my hand in my pants. Nobody's gonna tell me I can't. Nah, I'll be lounging on the couch, just chilling in my snuggie. Click to MTV so they can teach me how to Dougie. 'Cause in my castle, I'm the freaking man. Oh, yes, I said it. I said it. I said it 'cause I can. Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just wanna lay in my bed.
All right. Thank you very much for your patience. More chairs are coming in, so with time, it will be brought in and we will all be comfortably seated. So because we don't want to keep you waiting for that, we will just have to move on with the event. All right, so the second person we have on our panel for today is Gabriel Ubochi. Gabriel Ubochi is a dynamic media and entertainment consultant, accomplished content creator, um, and visionary entrepreneur with extensive expertise in marketing and publicity strategies. He is the convener of the Made in Abuja Industry Conference and Entertainment Award, an influential platform that celebrates outstanding talent and fosters networking and collaboration among industry stakeholders. Gabriel is widely recognized for his innovative approach, commitment to industry development, and dedication to nurturing creative talents, positioning him as a leading voice in Nigeria's media, entertainment, and creative sector. So with me, and with a hand of applause, let's make welcome Mr. Gabriel Ubochi. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. All right, moving on. On this same panel, we also have Oyekachi Ezenwani. Please pardon me. He is widely known as a Dr. Poor. He is the founder and chairman of Poor International and managing partner at Johannesburg Consulting Limited. All right, with extensive experience across finance, tech, and creative sectors, Dr. Poor leverages consulting, training, and mentorship to empower emerging professionals, foster economic growth, and promote youth development. He is a sought-after speaker. He has shared insights at major African industry events, including the International Youth Diplomacy Conference at Ghana and the Innovation Growth Hub Entrepreneurship events, inspiring brands and leaders to innovate, communicate, and lead effectively. All right, so together, let's give him a hand of applause as he makes his way forward. Okay, keep clapping until he gets here. All right, you're welcome, sir. All right. One more person on this panel who is going to be the anchor for this panel is Queen Amakeri. She is the Chief Executive Officer of Aura Creations Home, an innovative interior design and lifestyle brand committed to helping individuals discover, understand, and fully express their unique style through their spaces. Queen is passionate about the belief that every individual has a style, story waiting to be told. Under her leadership, she closely collaborates with clients to understand their personality, lifestyle, and design preferences, ensuring each space reflects who they truly are. Through bespoke services, workshops, and community innovations and initiatives, she champions interior design as a powerful tool for identity, wellness, and self-expression, redefining personalized interior design, one story-filled space at a time. So together, let's make welcome Queen. All right, keep clapping until she gets here. All right.
Good evening, everyone. everybody. My name is Queen Amakiri, and I am going to be your moderator for today's panel. And we're going to talk about how technology has transformed event planning and made it easier for us. So, we have our beautiful, beautiful speakers here with us. So we're just going to dive into new trends and tools, ideas for event planning. All right. So let's get started. So the first question is how technology has changed the way events are planned and run. Which tools have made the biggest difference? So basically, technology has changed in like almost every field. It has helped us made our work really easy and faster for us. So like I want you to talk about some technologies that has actually made a big difference in event planning. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should take. So.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
I just lost my voice yesterday.
Oh, so sorry.
But they said nonetheless I can come. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for having me. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, thank you for having me. So I'm going to be speaking based on experiences. I've been in the industry for 11 years, and I'm happy to see some of my colleagues here, Sculptors Events and Wellington. Shout out to Annie and some of my staff, they're divine. So we've been in the industry and we have struggled a lot. One of the major challenges we face even till today is crowd control.
Okay.
You know, like how people just randomly walk into an event is always an issue. So sometimes the clients are not willing to, back down. All the parents, they're insisting that their family members or extended families are coming. So I was just looking at this flyer on my table and talks about QR code checking, which is what we now do currently.
Okay.
Talking about export attendance list in one click, and I'm going to give you a scenario. So I had a meeting with two clients, the bride's mother and the groom's mother, and they were battling with their guest lists. Now, the groom's mother, who works in ECOWAS, had a website where guests would go in and fill up their information. So she had her guests fill up their information, and under like 2 days, she had compiled over 400 guest lists, right? While the bride's mother, who is more analog, when we went to her office to get her list, she was writing her list, and she was on number 50, while the other woman had collated like 400 guest lists. Now, this is a typical example of how technology has removed that headache from us. So we had to explain to her that you don't have to write this down. All you need to do is to send this link to your guest, and all they need to do is to input their information. And under 24 hours, you're going to get like lowdown of everyone's guest. And guess what she did? She called the printer to pause on the invitation cards, on the access cards. So you see how technology is now replacing even that part of that business. So this is also a wake-up call, because we are always searching for companies to do these automations for us, and it's always difficult. That's why I had to take this flyer. So this is another space where you can key into the event or the wedding industry. That's one. And then one amazing thing that I saw happen some years back was virtual reality. How you can now see your event design through virtual reality. You can practically walk into your design before the day, because we always battle with explaining our visions to the client. We can give them the mood board, but they still want to picture how the event is going to look like. Now, it's a good thing that we have 3D, but imagine you practically walking into your venue, in virtual reality, and seeing how everything is going to be placed. This is one business idea that we still do not have in the industry right now. I've seen it with just one vendor. So this is another good place to start up a business, so that people can actually see their weddings or their events before they actually happen. Thank you.
Okay. So can you help us list some technologies that we can actually use to make this happen for us? Like some AIs or like anything we can use?
They are, they are all, well, these are, well, I work with companies. I don't want to do them myself, so I don't have the apps.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so what I do is I partner with companies. I know there's www.occasionally.ng. What they do is that they collect vendors. So it's like Amazon, but it's like Amazon for vendors, where you can actually just go, instead of just randomly searching, it's going to give you specifics on what you want. If you want a venue for 500 capacity, the website actually gives you a venue for 500 capacity. So there is www.occasionally.ng, and these are for planners or guests or clients who are looking to plan an event. And I know that if you go online, you're going to see so many AI stuff. AI is already, taking over the industry. In fact, before ChatGPT, so you can generate all these things. In fact, we have our inauguration party, and so my colleagues wanted to see how the backdrop was going to look like, and I went on ChatGPT, and it was able to generate me like a sample picture, and then they got the idea immediately. So this is where we need to key into that. And then also for even marketing events or marketing like your businesses, you can now use like AI models. It's even taking over the movie industry. Before I got in here, I was watching a series, one AI story. Do you understand? And right now I'm on season 2, episode 7. Like, I am so stuck because these stories are extremely interesting. So this is telling you right now that technology is taking over. There's no excuse to be ignorant. You have to get in with the program. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. And you guys should also check Grok. Grok is like a virtual...
There's Grok AI too, yes. You can use it to do from picture to video. So I can be sitting here as a still image, and then it will make you... I'm actually using that to come up because I'm a shy person, and I don't want to be in front of the camera talking. So we're now doing... I'm now doing like a podcast using Grok.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. So like the next question is like virtual and hybrid events are becoming more rampant and common in like this new era. So like I want to know some challenges that can come up trying to organize events virtually. I don't know, so anybody can take that. You can take that.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Gabriel Obochi, and I want to first and foremost thank the organizers of the Startup Abuja Events Managers Conference. Things are beginning to evolve currently. Abuja is a space that does things in silos, like everybody is doing their thing. But there is beginning to be a convergent point where we have to have everybody under the same roof. And that's the beginning of a good thing happening in Abuja. First off, what we are actually experiencing in terms of the blown up in technology as it affects events and every other sector of life is the aftermath of the post-COVID-19 acceleration. You know, COVID-19 had to box everybody in a room, and the still necessity is the mother of invention, right? That was the boom of Zoom, when we discovered that everybody can be in their house and we can be under the same platform, seeing everybody talk, discuss, and even get things done, right? So, but you cannot talk about technological advancements without talking about the ripple effect as well, both the good side and the bad side. And given to what Nigeria is today, I will come to the question you asked. We have enjoyed, though few, the dividends of the technological boom since post-COVID-19, where events are beginning to be very seamless currently. I told some group day before yesterday that the digital and social media have become the #1 discovery engine or machine for events. And any strategic planning for an event without technology or digital inclusion is no strategy at all. There is no planning at all. you can't make headway. How do you get your event discovered? Do you go to knock to people's doors today to give them flyers about your events, or go to offices, or use logistics to deliver your flyers? Do we still even print flyers these days? No. So the social and digital platform has given us, a leeway to doing all of these things. You talk about social media. You cannot, like she was talking about compiling list of attendees for an event. Social media algorithms have become our biggest partner for event marketing currently. If it will take me two weeks or 3 weeks to print a flyer, start distributing, creating awareness from street to street, it will take a paid ad or influencer partnership 48 hours to overturn what I'm going to actually realize from that 3 weeks. 48 hours. So the dividend of technology for those who have hacked into it is actually enormous, and you cannot compare it to the other disadvantaged side of it. So the problems we encounter, Nigeria being Nigeria, epileptic power supply, of course, it affects everything that we do digitally. You need light to power most of the things you do, especially your gadgets. Your internet may be 24 hours, but it's your phone 24 hours, and you need light, one. Secondly, the epileptic internet, broadbands that we have as well. I don't know whether it is deliberate, because I know that when the growth of mobile internet started, we actually enjoyed it seamlessly than now. The Glo unlimited data, the MTN at the time, subscribe for BlackBerry Unlimited, and I will use the SIM on Android when Android came out and enjoy my thing till the end of the month. You can't do that now, right? And here, you can easily have, stable internet. So these are the major things that endanger, or obstruct the benefits of, technology while organizing events. I had an event 2 years ago at National Merit House. Yes, fully, packaged, well organized, small classic event. But guess what? Never happened to me. Imagine if I didn't make an alternative arrangement for a diesel. I had my guests, the speakers, the panelists. It was the debut edition for the Made in Abuja Creative and Entertainment Industry Conference. At National Merit House, government-owned property, government supplies everything in that place, and they charge for every single thing you do. Now, if you are to actually prepare yourself well, you have to make extra arrangements. That's extra money. So the cost of actually managing these things, even with the advanced technological era, is still cost very cost expensive. You have to make extra arrangements and all of these things. I know even the organizers of this event had to put miscellaneous for this in case the power goes out. How do we do these things, right? So these are the things. I know the challenges that are prominent on these things. Power, epileptic power supply, the internet. I learned, or I saw the government talking about expanding the broadband so that the creatives and the users of digital or social media can have more stable internet for their content creation. But these are stories that we've been hearing since 2022. We have them on the papers, on the medias, but implementation becomes a problem. A government is telling you want to ban social media so that we'll do this and do that. The same government is telling you we want to increase broadband so that you have access to internet. Internet to do what? So these are the challenges. Government policies, non-implementation of some of the things they said they want to do, epileptic power supply, epileptic internet supply as well, or whatever they would call it. So these are the challenges that we
and
have.
I also think illiteracy, because not everybody can actually come online and click links to attend events. So if you don't know what's happening, you can't really attend virtual events. But that's for that. The third question is, data is powerful now, and we need feedback from clients or people that are actually going to attend your event. So you need feedback. So like, the question is, how can event organizers use data to understand their audience and make events better? I think you should take that.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
All right, so thank you very much. I'm actually very surprised that there is an event for event planners. All right, so that means that gives room for exploring event planners, influencers, right? I mean, so, you were talking about, influencers, how you can get things actually go viral. I think this space is quite, events happen every day, is green, right? An event is that very sacred gathering where whoever that you are inviting trusts you, right, to protect them. not just leaving their house, coming to your space. Your space also have to be conducive in a lot of ways. And she talked about technologies, and he also mentioned that technology again, and literacy, as a matter of fact. I have my reservations around links, clicking links, right? But it will not change. We are moving ahead. So, but one thing that stands out when it comes to event is not just to gather people. It's not just to collect data. It is to have it at the back of our minds that event is about making people belong in a space at a time, right? Because if I, right? So I believe you should go beyond gathering people's information to bring them to another event. But what part of the event makes so it improves the way we do events? Most of the feedback we implement today in Nigeria, right, as event planners, are feedback that we got from other people's events. Yeah, data from other people's events. So how much of data are we even putting out there for other people to learn from us?
So summary, like, what are you advising we should do instead of trying to collect
just
data?
For numbers?
Just for numbers?
No, I mean, what kind of data are we even collecting in the first place?
Polls to know how, like, the events can be better or what their experience were.
Exactly. That is the data that is more important than phone numbers and email. And we should do that more often.
Yeah, like polls, contribution,
more polls,
boxes,
more polls,
and
more feedback.
stuff. Yeah, okay. Right. That's nice. Okay.
Sorry, I wanted to say something. Sorry. So for me, data collection is extremely important because imagine coming into a space like this and knowing that somebody seated 3 rows behind you is looking for a service that you are providing. So you can now use that as an advantage to say, oh, because we are getting to a point whereby you get a test on your message saying that at Startup Abuja on the row 355, there is somebody who's looking for the services of this, and you can actually approach that person. So that is that's how important data collection can also be useful, especially at a gathering at a conference like this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, I want to say something here.
Right.
I think one of the major factor that helps event organizers scale up or gain maybe sponsorship grants for their next event is the fact that we ignore data and analytics. Event has gone beyond lived experience. It's no longer about feeling, it's about numbers. What do you think Facebook sells?
Numbers.
If, for instance, now the feedback for experience in an event is important. I'm not saying it is not. But the numbers for event organizers is the key factor. If after this, Startup Abuja is going to Coca-Cola to be one of their major sponsors for the next series or episode of the event, do you think that Coca-Cola will start asking them, what was the facial experience of your audience in the last event? They will ask you, what was your ticket conversion? What was the engagement, your audience engagement when you publish this event. Now, these analytics are something you have to actually, prepare before even doing those approaches. Yes, feelings, yes, experience, yes, but the numbers first. The emails, the phone numbers are key, very, very key, because as an event organizer, that is what you sell. That is what you sell. Of course, if you are planning an event, there is always a structured, segment of experience, right? Just like this one, there is keynote section for speakers, there is panel section. Now, the audience, there are a lot of things that the organizers will prepare for the audience, just to entice them, not just for today, but for tomorrow. Those are the lived experience. But the data collections and analytics is the key and the final, reason why we organize the event as well, so that we can sustain the event for the next one. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like, new technologies are coming in vast, and we want to know, between AI, VR, AR, what do you think is going to come in and just be the future of event planning?
Okay, AR, VR is just like your left arm and your right arm.
Okay.
These two needs themselves.
Yeah.
You cannot actually work a visual without mood boards, right?
Yes.
Now, what AI did was to provide us with the simplistic approach of getting the mood boards for the VRs to work. Because what are you actually showcasing or trying to show with the VRs, if not the content that you've been able to do with the AIs as well, right? Will not be needing a team to organize events, since AI is actually, in taking over a lot of things. And I said no. Even currently, AI developers are looking for human beings who will create programs for AI. The same thing, even when you are able to generate a mood board using AI, you need your team to be able to implement and execute.
Yes.
So one needs the other. It is not an isolated stuff. It's something that everybody has to, be there. It is a win-win for those who understand how these technologies work,
yes,
and
yes,
decide to adapt them into,
exactly,
or inculcate them into their event.
I feel
planning.
like we humans, we should stop being afraid of AI, because not everybody will be like, AI is going to take our jobs and all of that. But we should accept it and know that it's going to make us more smarter and faster. Okay. So the last question is, events are getting really expensive, and we want to know how we can really assess these AIs and these technologies, actually, because we want it cheap for some people. So we want to know how we can actually assess these new technologies coming in.
I think I answered that.
Yeah.
I made mention of a website where you can actually just go in and pick some of the things you need. Like I talked about occasionally.ng, where if you need a 500 capacity venue, it's there. If you need a decorator, it's there, and it comes with reviews. So what that does for you is that it saves you the cost of actually planning. So all you need to do is to get a coordinator. So you're putting your event together yourself. It's going to be still stressful, but it actually saves you cost.
Yes. Right.
Okay, again, if you want to have a virtual event, I think it's the most cost effective, right? You can use Zoom. You can have just events like this, but in a virtual reality. If it's an audio base, you can use Space on X. You can have as much number to key into this your event as possible. There are other ones, but Zoom has actually, outweighed the previous ones that we had before. Zoom is actually the thing now. If it is work coordination, project management, you have Trello, you have Asana, you have Google Sheets, where you can coordinate, a lot with a lot of teams working on the same sheet, Unlike Excel, where you could just one person entering all of this thing, doing all of this, and you can coordinate this work with your team at the same time.
Yeah.
There are a lot of them. These AI apps comes with free trials or free versions, depending on the limitations or the kind of work you want to do with it. Then if it is something that you don't find on the free versions, you could subscribe, for the paid versions for you to get those things. But a lot of them are free. I know most of us have migrated from the ChatGPT to cloud, right? And it makes a lot of things seamless for you. It goes deeper than 8,000 plus followers, right? I wasn't frequent though. A friend who understands a whole lot with the faceless content stuff started growing his TikTok November last year. Currently he's at 30-something thousand followers on TikTok and a lot of engagement. My engagement since February to now is about 1.6 million across board on TikTok. His is approaching almost 8 million plus currently. So technology has come to actually lay a softer ground for us to work if we are using it right.
And also, if you're like a designer, you can actually use the AI to check for cheap materials, right?
Of course.
So that it's
you can create fantastic art using AI currently. What Grok is doing is so wonderful. You can prompt it, you can animate an image, give it what it will say, and Grok will imagine it, and it does same. ChatGPT is upgrading as well. You can, get all of these things from them as well. Cloud is doing a whole lot of things currently. You have the banana AI from Google, and a whole lot is cropping up currently that if we event organizers tap into them, you don't need to look for some certain individuals to, while they are improving on their own, there are a lot of things you can do on your own as well. Except where technicalities are required, you can get the professionals to do that. But for the small ones you could use for the main time, you can easily get that using the AI apps.
Thank you. Okay. I think we have more time. So I think maybe we should just do a freestyle now and just maybe add some little things that you want to throw in for event planning.
All right. So I think one thing that is also very important, I think there's a question that was thrown out here, making event planning a bit more cost effective, right?
Yes.
At some time, I want to ask myself, where do we, as much as we're trying to make it effective, cost effective, when do we do a virtual and when do we do physical?
Oh, okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, I want to do a cost effective wedding, for example, right? So how do you actually go about it? Because weddings these days are not cost effective. Even if you want to do it only virtual, you still have to find a way, right, to bring people in a space and get other people to watch, right?
True.
So the goal, I think, is perhaps in the planning, right? In the planning, not in the executing the actual work. The planning on the computers, getting ideas, not actually executing the actual work. So I'm just throwing it back to the panelists.
I think we should.
Do you understand my point?
Let me correct something.
Yeah.
Weddings are cost effective depending on who is planning your wedding. It's something you need to understand. That's why you have wedding planners. If you have a 500K budget and you tell your planner, this is the budget I have, best believe that they will deliver that. Yeah. So if you want a lavish wedding, you need to understand that wedding for some people is a one-time experience. So people actually take their time to invest in these weddings. So it's okay for you to do a small virtual wedding, which is going to be very beautiful. And it's okay for you to do a loud wedding. Now, somebody who's maybe a tech engineer, probably earning like $10,000 every month, can afford a beautiful wedding of 300 guests. Understand that to them, it is not expensive. So expensive is relative. So for some people, if you feel that, I feel that people who actually opt for virtual events are those that don't really want crowds. It's not even about the money, because you can still get a beautiful physical wedding and it's going to be cost effective. So people who opt for virtual weddings, they don't want crowd. They just want to do their thing and just live on with their life, or they have bigger project that they want to face. So I just wanted to correct that.
All right, thank you very much. Now, there's a conversation that is ongoing right now, right? Because where the world is going to, I don't know how many of you followed the World Economic Forum, right? Where the world is going to, we're going to net zero emission, right? Where, people stop using like the plastics, right? And that means most investments around events will be dropping when it comes to physical. Do you think it's going to be threatening? I don't know if you guys know about the net zero emission. Yeah, it's a conversation that is ongoing. No, I'm throwing it back to to this panelist.
All right. Let me quickly react to this. Even the people that are spearheading the campaign for zero emissions, less use of plastic products, are the ones that are holding the largest, biggest physical audience event in the world. Now, biodiversity is actually creating a room for us to, just like Grok is animating your image, to recreate water bottles that are not plastic. In Abuja here, I've attended events that are eco-based events, and most of the things you find there are produced by diverse products. So it is not going to affect. What it does is to help people innovate the more. While we are eroding the plastics, people are producing other materials that are not made from plastics. So we are also adapting to that as well. So it's not going to affect maybe the quality or quantity of events. The only thing that is going to affect progressively is the innovations that comes with events as well.
Okay. So I'll just ask one question from my side, then we'll just round up. So with all these technologies that are coming in, some event plans still make some mistake, and I want to know how those mistakes can be eliminated, since we have technology going up and down. We still have some event planners that still do some crazy things trying to make an event happen. So what do you think? How can we eliminate these mistakes happening?
Sticking to principles. Now, today's event, I assume, has a particular target, right? And before actually announcing or activating this event, the capacity of the hall was ascertained, right? Now, the organizers stopped accepting entries at the time they achieved the needed number for the capacity of the hall. No, so this is if you understand where I'm driving to, most of the crisis we face in events is not being able to stick to, the principles we laid out for this. I know that there was a time today I called the organizers and I asked if someone who did not register via the link online wants to come attend this event, would the person be permitted to? It was a strategic question. Because I love making references to things around. I organize events, I've failed many times. I know I have someone here too who has attended my event in 2024. Not being able to stick to the arranged principles are always the biggest downfall of every event. If the links, the digital platforms are our first point of data collection. So if the event is a 100 capacity event, you already made some ticket platforms will ask you the capacity of your event. They prepare your tickets based on that. Once it's that number, they close it up. So any other thing, some people will sell tickets outside the digital platform, and some will still tell you tickets available at the entry point. Now, commotions, when you get to some events, or even pass through the entrance becomes a problem. To manage that, you have bouncers bouncing around everywhere. Seamless events, once you clock your number, you already close. Your other promotional arrangement is, oh, seats are already filled up, reservations are already ended. You know that this, if I don't have my permit, I'm not going to this event, you know. So the problem is not, you know, the technology or what. The problem is the human, you know, not sticking to our principle of hosting or organizing an event.
Okay, thank you very, very much to our wonderful speakers. We are so delighted to have your wisdom, and thank you very much to everybody for being here for this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Amazing, amazing. This was an amazing conversation around how technology is reshaping event planning. So I'd like everyone to describe this conversation in one word. What would you say? Awesome. All right, so we value our guests so much, and therefore we want a feedback from you. There's a code right now on the screen. Please go ahead to scan it and leave your genuine feedback. Thank you very much. All right, moving on, we'd like to invite Mr. Chigozie as he carries out the award presentation. Please, let's give a round of applause for Mr. Chigozie as he comes forward. Keep clapping until he gets here. Thank you. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. All right, keep clapping. Mr. Chigozie is the convener, Startup Abuja. Keep clapping, keep clapping.
Good evening, everyone. I must apologize for convening such a chaotic event. Event not be your mate at all. No, you can't escape it. You go collect. And today we collected because we planned a very cozy, small event. And we didn't know that the interest was this much on this topic. So even though we are collected, but we are praying that the impression you had when you come in will not be the impression you have when you are leaving, because so many persons have been able to find seats, while some are still standing. I can see some persons are still standing, but please, all of us here are event people. We have organized the way when people come, they didn't even see water to drink. Yes, because you can easily manage attendance in some places. So I want to once again apologize sincerely for all the inconveniences we have been through. Our Startup Abuja is a social enterprise. We like to think about issues that happen in society and talk about it most times, and bring professionals to discuss it so that people can share ideas. Actually, that is what we are doing here. To bring people together, share ideas, learn from one another, and network. And that is what we are doing. We are not for profits. Our events are free. But being free does not mean that it should be this chaotic as well. Cannot be free and nonsense. Yes, now. Because imagine somebody, I have seen someone here that traveled from Lafayette to be in this event. And you come here standing at the back. So, please, I once again apologize. Because our events are free, we really appreciate our attendees and our speakers, because we don't pay them as well. Most of the people that you have been seeing talking to you here, they have been talking to you free of charge, We didn't pay them 1 naira. We are not giving honorarium. And so that is why you will listen to them, because nobody hijacked their mouth. It's a political season and people are paid to talk a lot of things in there. Yes. So we didn't pay any of the speakers that have been speaking here. So we want to appreciate them, we want to thank them for that. So we'll be presenting certificate of appreciation so that it will not just be by word of mouth for most of our speakers that have spoken here and some other persons that we'll still do that when others speak as well. So we have Dr. Fatima Blessing Obadaki, who have really shared a lot of insights with us. So we are presenting a certificate of appreciation for her being here, pouring out her heart to the attendees, and making sure that the knowledge that she have gathered many years ago, hosting and sharing event, that she can also impart on our attendees today. Thank you very much, ma'am. We're also presenting to Mr. Dr. Onyekachi Ezenwanile.
He was a friend of mine, and he could sing a song.
Thank God I did not make that mistake. You know when you are in school, somebody is a doctor and a minister. That is it. 1 year extension. Thank you very much, sir, for your time, for sharing, and for being
He opened up our minds, and I still can hear him say,
we are not telling our speakers to go. We just know that most of our speakers are busy persons, and we don't want any of them to miss it. So that is why we are presenting it, so that the event will continue. They will still be with us as the event continues. So we'll be presenting next to Queen Ohamara. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your time, for sharing your ideas and your knowledge with us. We really appreciate it.
sing your song forevermore. Gonna be some sweet sounds coming down the night shift.
We are calling on Mr. Gabriel Ubochi. At least, personally, my team and myself have learned a lot. So that next time, if we are having more registration, we'll look for a bigger hall.
You found another home. I know you're not alone on the
So, we also have Queen Amakiri, who moderated such a wonderful session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, reggae night. You live and you love. So turn on the light, make it shine bright. And listen to this. Jam it.
So the event will continue. We still have a lot of things to share. There is food, there is drink. I know people already said that the food will not be enough. No. We are praying that it will be enough. So, at this point, we are only praying. But we believe that it will be. And I will believe that we still have much more. At the end of the day, we know that people that attend our event are quality people. There are people that are coming for knowledge. But at the same time, we want to make the atmosphere as conducive as possible. So please feel free to network. Don't go without collecting somebody's number. Don't go without collecting sponsor for your next event. Yes, yes. That is what we are looking for. So thank you very much for your time, and the event will continue.
Thank you very much, sir, for that amazing session. Let's keep giving him a round of applause as he goes on. All right, moving on. We already all know that this event, we have a partner for this event. So we'd like to, at this moment, put the spotlight on our partner, team manager. So over to you, team manager.
Workflow and processes in the organization. It helps you to post events, seminars, conferences, and workshops.
With Team Manager Conference and Event Future, you are able to post your event, have your attendees register online for those who want to participate either physically or virtually. All these options are provided. Once a registrant picked up a registration link and register, he gets an instant email notification with a QR code to confirm his registration.
On the event or your conference day, you can simply check in the participant by scanning the QR code sent to them after registration, or just filtering down the list of participants, therefore making the checking process very easy and simple.
With all these features, Team Manager helps you to organize and manage your events and conferences.
Team Manager completely eradicates having to juggle between several tools and spreadsheets in order to have an organized event. Everything is built in one place, giving you a holistic and a more robust and organized platform to have a very top-notch event.
No juggling within spreadsheet, a complete database of all your participants just in one place, and this is made possible with Team Manager Event Features.
Team Manager,
built to organize,
designed to deliver.
Please tell me we have the final list for registration.
Some people pay through transfer, some fill the form, and others send messages.
Hi, I registered for the conference. Am I checked in?
How are the conference like this?
Wait, why not you Team Manager?
Team manager?
Yes. Let me show you. Team Manager is a conference management. We can create the event and manage everything in one place.
And we can control the registration.
Of course, yes. It's free or paid, and we can approve our participants here.
We can publish it.
Done.
Oh wow, I just built my confirmation email.
Yes, and your registration is here.
Wow, this is the sweetest conference I've ever attended. Wow.
We can track participants and reminders, and even export the data.
Team manager do sick events. We are never managing conferences again without team manager. Team manager conference management. Simple, organized, and professional.
Please tell me.
How is this still so complicated?
Because you're not using Team Manager.
How is this still so complicated?
Because you're not using Team Manager.
What's that?
Your entire HR system in one platform. Watch. With Team Manager, you can create job opportunities, add your requirements, and publish instantly.
That was fast. So all applications are arranged automatically?
Yes, shortlist, filter, and track every candidate right here. No spreadsheets, no switching apps.
It feels so easy.
It is. You can schedule interviews with just one click.
Wow. Team sends email automatically.
Yes, that's how Team Manager keeps things moving.
I can also message and communicate with candidates using Team Manager too.
Every communication and discussion stays in one conversation hub.
Wow. So with Team Manager, you can also track performance.
Indeed, real-time insights, smarter decisions, and better teams.
This is the smoothest interview I've ever had.
We just upgraded to Team Manager.
This is Team Manager.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If you're enjoying your time, can you just celebrate yourself? Give yourself a warm round of applause. It sounds very weak. Come on, can you do that again and do that better? Now, actually, when it comes to organizing an event, right, there is a whole lot of challenge having to manage vendors, manage influencers, MC, and a whole lot of other things, right? But I believe personally that event organizers, they're the one that make deal happen. They create the room for networking, right? And also collaboration. So once again, can you celebrate yourself? Now, very quickly, you just exchange pleasantry with the person sitting close to you. Tell them about your next conference. You would like them to come speak. You would like them to come be your panelist or whatever. Just do that very quickly. Talk to the person sitting close to you, right? Exchange. Be very intentional about that exchange. My next conference is about agentic AI. It's about robotics. It's about this. And I would like you to come do this and that. Come on, do that very quickly. You can collect their card as well, if, of course, you can collect their card. Do that very quickly. Just 30 seconds more. Very fast. Tell them about your event. Founders, the likes, disruptors event for young founders and the likes. Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, let's come back. Okay, thank you very much for that. So, speaking, yeah, you can continue after the conference, please. It's okay now, let's come back. Let's have one house, please. You can continue after the conference. Thank you very much. So very quickly, what does it take to host a successful conference? Let's have it low, please. Let's have it low. Let's have it low, please. Since you're still speaking, let me give you the mic. Since you're still speaking, let me give you the mic. Let's have it low. Thank you very much. So, what does it take to host a successful conference? Now, I'm speaking from the technical side of things. Of course, a lot needs to happen about sponsors, about vendors, about onboarding, a whole lot of different things. But technical side of things, I'm talking about form and the likes, right? Who can just tell me one or two things? It's a paid event, you want them to register and the likes. What does it take? Anybody? Can anybody help us? You're planning, yes, I'm talking about the technical side. You're registering them. What does it take to register people? Like, where do you take them to if you want to register? Okay, let me.
Company.
Okay, take them to a ticketing platform. And most time you collect your forms using probably spreadsheet or something, form and the likes, right? And you want to communicate to your team, you use, let's say maybe WhatsApp, Slack, or whatever to communicate, right? And then you're done with that, you want to make payments, use Paystack or something. Am I correct? Now, managing events is stressful, let alone the technical side of things. Can we have it low, please? I'll give you the mic so that perhaps we can just continue the conversation. Now, managing an event is actually very, very stressful, let alone the technical side of things, talking about payment, landing page, and the likes. And we look into all of these challenges that people face in hosting a successful event. And we built a platform that helps you solve all of those challenges. And the platform is actually Team Manager. So basically, what's our mission? We want to ensure that event professional run structured, repeatable, and scalable event operation without scatter too. Now, ideally, if you organize an event, you need multiple tools. First, you need a landing page. Perhaps you do not have a website, you have to build one. And if you do have a website, you need to take them to another place, which is probably a form, right? After that, you talk about your payment gateway, talk about your discount, then you want to send reminder, you use mail, whatever platform you're using. and then you want to send them reminders. You're familiar with platforms like Temu and Bulk SMS Ninja. You go to those platforms, you upload the database on the back end, and then you start generating and sending the reminder you wanted to send. Leaving that, you have team you want to manage, and perhaps you might be using platforms like WhatsApp or Slack. You want to share file to, let's say, your speaker. You want to share file to the other person, stakeholders for the event, or people you're probably bringing on board. You use a mail platform, and then you want to check them in at the event. I don't know what collaboration you have with the company that you're working with, but most times you perhaps might be doing that manually. Now, looking at all of these are like different tools already. You're moving from one tool to another just to ensure that the technical side of the event happen. Meanwhile, that's different from the deals, the partnership, the having to manage the people who's in charge of different things in the conference, the MC and the likes. Now, the problem with all of the different tools is that information gets lost because you're moving from one platform to another. Another thing also is the fact that some updates are missed, and then team role becomes unclear. Most times, you do not even know the person in your team that is moving the needle, that's making everything happen, because you're not even sure who exactly is doing what. Because there are too many persons to talk to, and there are too many platforms you're using, and all of those things looks and feel disjointed. Next slide. Can I just wrap up so that I'll just save time, please? The noise. Okay, I think the noise is on this side. Can I give you the mic, please? Thank you very much for that. So, let's proceed. Now, so what growing event needs? You need a central team database. You need to know your performance history. You want to be sure of who is doing what, the task ownership, reminders, and event calendar. And as a result, we built Team Manager. Now, most times, when you want to send a reminder, let me just dwell here a bit. When you want to send a reminder for event, right, you discover that no one platform would most times do the mailing and do the SMS. Am I correct? And most times, there are very few, even if existing, that you can do reminder on WhatsApp. I don't know if you find anyone like that. Now, but with Team Manager, with what we are building, we ensure that when you have the database of your attendees, you can send them reminder in any of these platforms that you're interested in, and in any way you want to get it done. So you want to send a reminder, probably SMS, you do that. You want to send them using mail, you also get that done. You also want to send them reminder probably on WhatsApp, right? You get that done. Now, apart from sending reminder, there are other things you can talk about. You want to talk about your payment gateway, you want to talk about discount and coupon codes, and different things. Now, why do we put all of these things together? Because we believe that organizing an event and having a successful event is stressful. So going through the extra stress of moving from one platform to another is adding to that bulk of stress. And our goal is to ensure that we ease that as much as possible. Now, beyond the event side of things, there are other things that Team Manager does. But specifically for event organizer, we want to ensure that you have one platform that can communicate to your team. Who is doing what? Is the person getting the job done? You assign the tasks to the person in your team to ensure that this happen and this happen. You want to be able to look at a board and be sure that the person who needs to do certain tasks is doing exactly what they need to do. And that's the reason why you build Team Manager. So we're having a very short demo. We're having a very short demo to just show you how the platform works.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to this event. So basically, I'll be introducing you to team manager proper. And if you don't already have, I'm sure most of us, sorry. Thank you. All right, so can we hear me now? Definitely. Thank you. All right, so as I was saying, I'm going to be introducing you guys to team manager properly, like the whole, infrastructure. So basically, I'm sure most of us have applied while registering for this conference. We registered through team manager, right? I'm very sure about that. All right. Okay, so basically, this is our web site, and then you can sign up for a company or sign up for yourself. So sign up for the company. Let's try that now. So I can take you directly into creating conference. So basically, I'm just going to see. Oh, wait. All right, so your organization name. So I'm just going to do this. And then, okay, you need a short, a slug, a subdomain to isolate your company's data. So just go with these. And then when you've agreed to our terms and conditions, you can then sign up. Wait, all right. So once you sign up, you can now log in to your account. And okay, so once you've signed up for this is the home page you're going to see. And from here you can see we have a lot on our list on the sidebar. And so specifically for you guys, event organizers, so we'll be using the events and collaboration under the conference, okay? So basically, as you guys can see, okay, so this is it. You go here to the conference and click on create conference. So this take you to the form where you can put the details for your conference. You can have the title and then the theme. Basically, if you have any theme, like the theme of the, and then description, you can choose the banner. Recommended size is 1,600 by 900 pixels. You can add tags and stuff, and then you can add the start date. So basically, I'll be using today. That's 26. Oh, okay. Just go with it. I think we just use the date speaker 26, 10. So, So, okay, you can choose if it's in person, you can add the venue, you can choose if it's virtual, you add the virtual link, or if it's hybrid, you have space to put either the venue or the virtual link. You can leave blank and don't be bothered. Your virtual link won't be shared, only for the accepted participants. They're the only people that get to see the virtual link, all right? So when you fill in those details, you can add a registration deadline so that you can stop accepting participants at a particular date. And yes, further, you can have a short note about yourself, what you do for the registrants to see and know you. Now we just have something new that we're still trying to upgrade, and that is our speaker. You can add speakers, right? Our speaker feature in the conference. So you can create a speaker so that this will be displayed for the registrants to see. So I'm just going to do that and fill just the necessary fields. You have a lot of fields. You have the company, organization, profession, and all of that. Contact through me. Okay. So when you click create and add speakers, you can have that. So now we also have a way for you to add custom questions, okay? So this is for like in case, sorry about that. So this is when you have maybe you want to know more about your attendees, and then you can just ask something. What are your expectations? Okay, so we just go with this one. So I just want to display and show you guys how it works, and then you click on create conference. So once this happens, your conference is created. You can see some of the details. Now you don't have to basically, you can promote if you wish to, but like we have a space as a conference board that actually contains a lot of events where people can come check them and also register. So you can do this, you can just post this. So when you post the conference, it becomes available on our conference board, and people can see the details just like as you came to register. Now we can see the speaker and all of them. So when you click on register, you get, if it's free, if it's paid, they are redirected to they're redirected to the payment channel. Okay, so yeah, basically we have so I'm just going to do this so we can see something about the management of the conference participants. So, all right. Sorry, this is taking some time, so I'll just try to hurry that up. All right, so you can answer the questions here. All right, just go with this. Okay, so when you click on complete registration, okay, I think we have an error. Okay, so it's a hybrid, so we're going to choose which, if it's physical or in person. So yeah, click on complete registration. Damn it. I'm so sorry. So I have to refill all this so that, okay, wait, let me see. So when everything should be fine and complete. Okay, so it's been registered because of that email, all right. So yeah, back to our conference. Now we can see the participants. All right, now we can see that, you can see from here that you have one registered, and then you can view this, and viewing it you can see the participants. So we have this manage all participants, right? So here you can see the list of all the registered persons. So for free conferences you have the opportunity to decline or accept registrations. So for these we're going to be accepting this, and then the person will be getting a mail telling them about them. Did that work? Okay, so basically you can accept or reject the conference. All right, so here we have the check-in. You can manage your check-ins where you can see, there's a dashboard of a list of people that you have checked in. So as you came in, you have to check you out at the, out there at back. So yeah, this shows you can check in with your using the QR code or by manually in them when their names appear out here. So basically we offer a lot. We can see the HR and people management. We can see the business and operations as a CRM. And there's a lot more you can do with Team Manager. So this is basically just the all right. Okay, so we can export your participants in CSV or in PDF. So thank you very much for that.
So we're just gonna be giving an offer to event organizers in this room. Like you've seen, our goal is to ensure that that process is seamless. You want to manage your team, you want to manage your event, perhaps you don't even have a landing page, that you can still use our platform and you get the exact kind of results that you want. So I'll be pasting a QR here for persons that would want to give the platform a try, which I believe most of us would like to. you just scan the QR. So here's the QR. Like I said, the goal. Team manager, can you meet persons over there? So perhaps you just want something seamless and very easy for you. Yeah, you can just scan the QR. Okay, would project another QR, but basically we're going to be giving 2-month free trial, right? And we're going to be also giving discount, and we're assuring that for any person you refer to use the platform, you will get a referral bonus. Now, the goal is actually very simple. We want to be sure that you can manage your team, you can manage the attendees. At the same time, you can also make communication very free with your stakeholders and other persons or other engagement that you would like to make. And like I mentioned, the features for reminders, any way you want to go about a reminder, it's going to be SMS, it's going to be mail or other platforms. You have that inbuilt on the platform. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, team manager, for that amazing presentation. All right, so let's move on. We have our second keynote speaker, who is Nelly Wellington. She is a seasoned corporate. All right, are we together? All right, thank you. She is a seasoned corporate and social event strategist and the founder of Wellington Events. Her work has earned international recognition. She's currently advancing her expertise with a professional master's in project management from Rome Business School and an academic master's degree from Valencian International University. So together, let's put our hands together as we make welcome Nelly Wellington. Please make it louder as she makes her way forward.
Good evening, everyone. What a day it has been. I want to quickly thank the organizers from the very onset when they reached out to me, especially Ridwan. He was my contact person. He's been amazing, keeping me posted, giving me updates from time to time. So I want to really, really thank him and the entire team for doing such an amazing work. I was given 20 minutes to prepare for this, which I did. But unfortunately, I have been informed I'll have to wrap everything up to 10 minutes. So I am going to try as much as possible to do that. I have my notes here, so in case you see me looking down, just trying to refer to my notes. Okay. My name is Nelly Wellington. I'm the founder and head of events at Wellington Events Limited. Today, I'll be speaking on the topic today I'll be speaking on the topic monetizing your event, promotion strategy and cost control, and operational discipline. So Wellington Event has been in existence for close to a decade. We have eventually started as a wedding and social event planning company, but over the years we have evolved. We have gone into corporate events. We have also gone into other branches of events, events management as well. Now, for today's topic, I'm going to specifically emphasize on 3 aspects, which is the promotion strategy, cost control, and operational discipline. Whenever people think about events, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? Parties, celebration, decoration, owambe, food, which is correct if you are the client or the guest. But as an event professional, do we have any wedding planners, event planners in the house? Perfect. I'm going to speak specifically in the line of wedding planning and event planning because that's my field. If you are an event planner, you can't afford to think about weddings or events just in that aspect because you are an event professional. you need to think about it as it's a business. And just like any other business, if you're into any business, your number one motive is to what? Make profit, yes. So if you want to make profit, I'm going to break down these 3 aspects that would help you streamline your business and make profit. The first one is the promotion strategy. The first thing you need to do as a business person is for your business to gain visibility. Even before people know you, even before they decide, oh, I want to contact Wellington Event to plan my wedding, you should have done something. Your branding, your personal branding, your digital marketing, your logo, your website, your WhatsApp messaging channel, everything has to be put in place to allow your business to speak even before you get there, even before the client meets you directly. Because couples and brides and clients these days, it's not like before. They know what they want. They go online, they do their research. They compare planners before they will reach out to you on Instagram and say, I want to reach out to you for you to plan this, this, and this, and this. So if you are not visible, if you do not put yourself out there, how do people find you? That's the worst thing you can do to yourself as an event planner. When I started Wellington Event, it was almost 9 years ago. And I kid you not, the day I opened my Instagram account, the very next day I got my very first client, and till date has been one of my biggest events. And from that client, they have referred me to several other clients. So just think for a second, what if I didn't open that Instagram page? And before then, I had been thinking about it for a long time. Oh, I need to open this page, but I never did until I eventually did. So you need to position yourself in a way that as your brand, people get to hear about you even before they meet you, to call you on the phone to say, I want you to plan my event, I want you to plan my celebration, whatever the case may be. Now, if your brand looks cheap, boiling down to personal branding and event branding, if your brand looks cheap, you already know the kind of clients that will be coming to you now. We know these things. I mean, everybody has been there. I have been there. I've had my fair share. In the early years, we were getting clients that sometimes I'll go home, I'll be thinking, now, wow, what is going on now? Is this how I'll be struggling? And I know most of you can relate to this because you are going through it at the moment, or you went through it before. This all boils down to branding of your business. If people see, there's a way human beings think. If they see that, oh, this page, when they come to your DMs, the way they will be asking for your pricing, you'll be wondering if you are selling tomatoes in the market. But if you position yourself in a way that makes people to think, oh, okay, this brand looks presentable, they look like they know their onions. So before they go to you, some of them already have an amount in their mind. So once you give them your pricing, it doesn't push them away because they know what to expect. They are not really pricing you too much. So you need to put yourself in that place. Now, the next thing for you to do to make sure you are engaging your promotion is to use your event as a marketing tool. I say this all the time. Your event is one of the easiest way you can market yourself. You need to see every event is a celebration. For the client, for you, the business owner, it is not. It is business. So you need to use that event, obviously with the consent of your clients. You know, you sign contracts, I'll come to that. You need to use every business to your fullest advantage. Don't be shy about it. Use it to your fullest advantage. Get a content creator. A couple of years ago, content creation was not very popular, but today it is like the attention span of people are very short on social media. They are looking for the next freshest thing. So you need to key into that. If you find yourself trending, milk that trending until the very last drop of milk falls down, because we are in an attention-seeking era. So you need to use all of your events, every event that you do, from the beginning, even before the day of the event, you are having consultations with the client. Put it on social media. Let people understand what you're doing, because most people think about event planning and they just see the decoration, oh, it's pretty. They don't really understand what an event planner does or a wedding planner does. So you are going for consultations with your clients. Let them know. Put it on your Instagram stories. You are meeting with vendors with the clients. Put it on your Instagram story. You are going for your venue recce. Put it on your Instagram story. Let people see exactly what it entails being a wedding planner. Let them see what they get if they use you. Let them see what they miss out if they do not hire you. So before you are even able to go to the next event, your current event is what will market the client that will come for your next event. So it is very important that you always market your events. Share before and after. Create reels, create content, create transition. Make sure that people are seeing the work that you are putting into each event. It's not business as usual. It's not easy. Most people might think, oh, being a wedding planner is very easy, not just to book vendors. Let them know that it is not easy. Show yourself in your era. When you are trying to solve a problem, they come to tell you that the generator is having an issue. Let the vendor, let the client see how you will go all out to solve situations, to solve problems for their wedding. That is what will attract them to call you and say, I want you to plan my event, I want you to plan my wedding. Now, next on promotion strategy is strategic partnership. Now, aside from collaborating with vendors, your clients are one of the cheapest and easiest way you can land your next job. Referrals. I call it a strategic partnership because it is, in as much as they are paying you to handle their events, they are also indirectly marketing your events. So with vendors as well, some of my biggest events I got from referrals from vendors. These are people that we have worked with. So they also think about us. And for a vendor to recommend you, you need to also be good. You can't be one of the planners that are nonchalant on the day of the wedding or the event. Your decoration is not done. Guests are coming in and the place is looking rah-rah-rah. The vendor, no vendor wants to recommend you because if you perform badly, it tells badly on them. So before you go ahead and say, oh, nobody has recommended me, no client or no vendor has recommended you, look inward. How did you handle your last event? Can you be counted on? Can you solve problems as happening? So strategic partnership is also very important as well. Now, finally, on brand promotion, I'm going to talk about price positioning. Now, promotion is not only about visibility. It is also about your positioning. If you promote yourself as a understanding event planner, you will get your understanding as an understanding girlfriend now. You will get understanding clients too. So you need to position yourself very well as a planner that provides premium services for people. In fact, stop looking at yourself as an event planner. Start selling the fantasy, the experience of providing stress-free wedding planning for your guests. That means you are solving a problem if you say you are a stress-free event planner. Now, next on, I'm going to quickly jump to this because they've dropped paper for me. That means my time is gone. The next part I said was after the promotion is cost control. So for cost control, I'm going to say a few things. Always make sure you price for profit. What do I mean? Before you send out any quotation, when we started Wellington event at the very beginning, we would get information, we would get contact, phone calls from clients. Oh, I want to do this. Can you send me a quote? Me, naively, I will create quotes. The quotation will take me hours. I will invest my time. I'll be calling vendors, getting costing. I will create a quote and I'll send to the client. Some of you can relate. You will get the calls from Instagram. This happened a couple of times. So I had to research and say, what is really going on? I can't go on like this forever. And what most clients do is that they want to get prices and compare whichever works or cheaper than they go with. So now, what we eventually started doing is that if you call for a quote, we do not provide quotes. We don't provide that. We will take you through a process. We'll take you through a consultation, send you our prices. If you wish to go ahead, you will make a deposit first. After then and only then does the planning process begin. Because creating a quotation, guess what? It is part of the planning process. It is not free labor. If you, however, insist that you want a quote, we will charge you an amount. If you eventually decide to go with us, that amount you paid for the quote, we will subtract it. That will be part of your deposit. But if you don't come back, I've gotten paid for my efforts. So you need to start thinking as a business. This is one thing that you can do. Make sure whatever quote you're sending, you're not making free labor. You're not making free phone calls for anybody. Oh, I need a vendor. Can you recommend? We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Then also, make sure you are tracking your expenses. Another thing, one of the panelists, Queen, she has left, and this was something that I actually learned from her. You need to track everything, every single conversation. If you have a phone call with a client, a vendor, make sure you go on WhatsApp and document it. Don't make the mistakes. I'm glad we're having this session because some of the mistakes that we made when we started wedding and event planning, there were not a lot of people in the industry, so we made mistakes we had to learn. But you guys are so fortunate. There's a lot of people out there that are willing to teach you, and this is what some of this session is for. We are telling you the mistakes we made so that you will not make them. Document every single process. If you have a phone call with the client, you need to have a system whereby you know what is going to happen from when a vendor makes payments. You need a budget sheet that you are sharing. The first panelist mentioned Google Sheets. You are sharing it on the on Sheets. You put the clients, whenever a payment, a deposit is made, you record it. But make sure you make the clients view only. The people that can only edit are yourself, your staff, people that are in accounts. So everything is properly documented. Any amount that is paid, go and document it, that this is the amount that you paid on this day. So everything is stated clearly. It's stated clearly. Document everything that you are doing from, costing, how much it will cost. Your team goes on site. There are expenses related to that. Feeding, logistics, you have to cover all of those things. So you need to consider all of these things and make sure everything is properly documented. Now, next, please avoid unnecessary discounts. Avoid unnecessary discounts. Fortunately or unfortunately, in Nigeria, we are in Nigeria, people always want a discount. What I'll say is this: if a client comes to you, if you tell the client how much you charge, and the client say, please, can we do it, maybe you charge 1 million naira. A client say, please, can we do it for 800K or 600K, 700K? Instead of you saying that, yes, we can do that, try this, tell them that I can give you that discount. However, ideally, if we're working with 10 coordinators for your number of guests, we're supposed to be working with 10 coordinators. Because of this discount, we are only going to come with 5 coordinators. Every discount that you give, try and make sure you attach value to it, so it doesn't look like you just woke up and put your price there. If it is something that you can do, you should think about it, because there's a reason you charge what you charge. Or is it just vibes? I don't know about everybody, but there's a reason Wellington event, our price list is our price list. It's not just vibe. Everything is put into consideration. Recently, we started paying our staff pensions. We have health insurance for our staff. I can count the number of companies, small businesses that does that. We started doing all of these things. So when we put our prices, we are not just giving fictitious amount. There's a reason why that price is there. So if I'm going to give you a discount, something has to give, and it's not going to be from my side. So it's either I'm going to reduce the number of staff that will be working at your event, or we're going to reduce, something has to give. So basically, whatever discount you're giving, please make sure you attach it to value or to a service, not just giving this discount on vibes because you feel you can. You are running a business. So next, I'm going to try to be as fast as possible. Separate your business costs from your personal money. Oh my goodness. Thankfully, this VAT tax thing has come this year, so it's like everybody's skills has fallen off everybody's ear. But I learned this the very hard way. A couple of years ago, I tried to apply for my visa, and when I sent the bank statement, they told me that I'm claiming I'm making so amount of money. Meanwhile, they cannot connect the money that came into my personal accounts that shows that I'm the owner of Wellington Events. I say, are you not seeing the name? Wellington is my company now. That's where I work. They say that there's a lot of money in your account, but we don't have a link to show that it is your business, Wellington, that paid you. So I had to start putting myself on a salary. Even though it's my business money, every month, transfer money from me to me. Transfer money from the business account to my personal account as undocumented salary for 2020, February 2026. So please make sure you are separating your business money from your personal money, because it will help you to know if you are making money or you are losing money. You are able to track it. Now, finally, I'm going to go to this last one, operational discipline. Oh my goodness. I don't have time. I'm going to rush through this as fast as I can. Now, for operational discipline, the first thing I'm going to talk about is creating systems. You have heard this so many times. Everywhere you go, make sure you have systems. Make sure you create systems. It is true. It is true. You need to have a system in place that makes it a process that from the very beginning, when a client is meeting you, you don't have to be there. There's already a system. At Wellington events, when you send us a DM or you call us, one of the first things we'll do we have a little form that we'll send you just to send you all the information. Once you do that, we'll book you for a free consultation. That one is your luck. If you take us up upon that and you go ahead, we will walk you through the process. Whatever you are getting, we will explain it to you so that nothing comes as a surprise. Most of these clients, brides and grooms, they've never been married before. So you may have planned a wedding 200 times, you know what is next. But anytime you are speaking with a client, explain it as if it is the very first time you are planning, because they don't know these things. So everything is stated. After the consultation, we send their contract. When they sign the contract, we, obviously, after they've made a deposit, when they send the contract, we get the contract, we start reaching out to vendors. There's a whole process that goes into that. So everything, there's systems in place. I don't have to be there. I was away for almost a year, but I was not worried. I'm able to travel. Event planners, so many of us have underlying health issue, high blood pressure, because you're doing everything yourself. If you are not there, your business cannot operate. Maybe please ensure you put systems in place for your business. Now, next I'm going to talk about under that is also make sure you have payment schedules. Even from your business, you also have systems for the clients, the vendors, and as well. Now, for the clients, you are going to write payment structures. At the start, how much commitment do you need? When are they supposed to make the next deposit? When is your final deposit? Please don't make the mistake of telling a client that they can make their final payment after the event. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. Take all your money before the event. And how can you do that? You state it in the contract and send it to them even before they make a commitment. So as you are making the commitment, it means you know that you are supposed to make the full payment before the event, the day of the event. So make sure that you receive every payment before the day of the event. It will give you a lot of peace of mind, quite frankly. Now, secondly, I am going to quickly talk about contracts. Please state everything in your contract. State everything in your contract. If you are, if the client, you can post the client's pictures on social media. State everything in their contract. Let them read. If they do not want you to post their pictures on social media, is there going to be a fee attached to that for that exclusivity for the client? We have all of this in our contract. Make sure you put it there. You don't want to have issues where you post and then the client call you that, oh, please put it down. My husband is not comfortable. By the time before you even get there, you already read the contract. So if you don't want any of your pictures on social media, there is a fee attached to it for that exclusivity. You will pay for it. Please make sure you state everything in your contract. Now, finally, also ensure that I'm going to talk about the last part, which is time management. Building a reliable team. I'll skip time management. Please build a reliable team. You cannot do this work on your own. Have your team, people that you can work with, you can train, and make sure you are training them. Let them note everything out. My team know me. Some of them are here. They know me. If you send me, if you tell me I called this vendor, he didn't pick, the next question will be, did you send a text message? So most times when they say, I called this person, they didn't pick. And before I can even ask the question, they've already answered. And so I send them a text. I say, good, this means you are learning. When you go to the event venue for coordination, the littlest details, don't overlook anything. I mean, the table cover is not straight. I can see it's not straight in. I go to the extreme. So I want my staff to go do the same thing. Arrange it well. The napkin is not looking well folded. Call the decorator to come and fix it. These are the little things. It might look not in my news, but it's very important. These things are important. That's what makes you stand out. That's what makes your team understand that it is not business as usual, because if you skip all these things, your team will see it, and that's how they'll start behaving, and that's not good for business. So in a nutshell, please, I hope all these points have been able to convince you and not confuse you. In a nutshell, please, I'm going to say this in closing. You should know that events are highly strategic, and as a business owner, you are in them to make money. Branding is what will give you clients. Cost control is what will save your profits. And structures is what will make sure your business will grow. So you cannot do one and leave one. Make sure you are doing everything. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much, Mom, for that amazing presentation. What word will you use to describe this session? Sorry, I didn't get that. Fantastic. Thank you very much. All right, so moving on, we have the QR code displayed already. This particular one is active. And also there's this flyer in your hands. The QR code there is also active. So go ahead to scan it. All right, so moving on, we'd like to invite the convener, Startup Abuja, Mr. Chigozie, as he carries out the presentation of award of appreciation. All right, let's put our hands together as he comes forward.
Thank you very much. At least we should just label this letter. I just finished. Event 101. And I hope, Madam, you have a book. Oh, please, because if you are in this hall, I believe that you are fortunate to be here, because from very first speaker to the person that just spoke, we have all the templates to run a very efficient event. Although some people still didn't take her advice, the team manager have decided to give discounts. She said, don't give discount, but team manager want to give discount. I just got a call from their CEO telling us that they have, for the first 50 people that will register, that they are promising to bring 50 users or 50 attendees for their next events. So if you have whether free or paid event that you want to organize, team manager is promising to bring the first 50 attendees for your next event. So you just be among the 50 registered persons, and you can do that by doing the QR code. I'm going to present, we just have one more item on our list and we'll be done for the day. So please don't go yet. We just have one more item and we'll be going. So I'm going to present a certificate of appreciation for our wonderful speaker who just shared something wonderful with us. But I learned a lot myself, personally. I learned a lot.
Don't wanna dance, dance with your baby no more. I never do something to hurt you down. Oh, but the feeling is bad, the feeling is bad. I love your personality.
One more item and we'll be out of here. So please don't go yet.
Thank you very much, sir, for that session. All right, so lastly, before we call the event to close, we'll be having one more panel session. And I promise you it's going to be an amazing one, so ensure to stay tuned. Okay. All right, so if you have any question, please go ahead to meet the everyone who just spoke here, whether the ones on the panel session or the keynote speaker. All right. Okay, so if you have any question around team manager, please go ahead to meet the team manager teams and they will ensure to attend to that question. All right, moving on, we are going to go ahead to take this panel session where they will be talking about preparing for the unexpected during events. Okay, so the first person we have on the panel list for today is Prince Emmanuel Ape. He is a highly creative and detailed-oriented event decorator known for transforming ordinary spaces into stunning, immersive, and memorable experience. With a strong passion for aesthetics and innovation, Prince Emmanuel specializes in conceptualizing and executing decor for weddings. Beyond event execution, he is committed to capacity building within the industry. So together, let's put our hands together as we make welcome Prince Emmanuel Ape. Please make it louder. You're welcome, sir. All right. So also we have Everett Sylvester. He is widely known as Dreams. He is the dynamic CEO and content creator of Dreamsville Entertainment and Events World. Dreams is also the driving force behind the Africa Development and Empowerment Merit Award, ADEMA. Together, let's make welcome Sylvester. Make it louder, please. All right, you're welcome, sir. Okay, also on this panel, we have Chinegu Mani. He is a highly respected leader in the Nigerian event industry, bringing nearly 2 decades of strategic experience to the panel. Chinegu's professional and foundation is uniquely structured for operational excellence. He holds a degree in estate management. Beyond his successful firm, Chinegu is passionately dedicated to industry growth. He is the founder of the Event Planning Institute. Let's make welcome Mr. Chinegu. Please make it louder as he comes forward. You're welcome, sir. All right, so also we have Bosede Olania. She is a highly driven event planner and the lead strategist at Events by Bowers. Okay, where she oversees the conceptualization, planning, and flawless execution of premium weddings and special events with a strategic mindset and a solutions-oriented approach. She specializes in transforming complex event logistics into structured, well-orchestrated experiences. Let's make welcome Bosedi. Please make it louder for our guest. You're welcome. All right, lastly, but not the least, we have Mohammed Ashraf Adam. He's going to be the anchor of this panel session, and he is professionally known as MC Ashraf NG. He is a pioneering creative entrepreneur, ecosystem architect, creative industry strategist, and advocate. He is the founder and convener of the Made in the North Festival and Trade Fair. Let's make welcome Mr. Mohammed. Make it louder, please, for our guests. Make it louder. You're welcome, sir.
Good evening, distinguished guests, panelists, respected organizers, industry leaders, fellow architects of experience. One truth every seasoned professional event planner learns, especially in environments like this, is that events do not just fail because of what we expect, but they fail because of what we fail to prepare for. In a city like Abuja, in a country like Nigeria, where we operate in a very dynamic environment, where power fluctuates, weather can shift suddenly, logistics can change without notice, and human behavior itself is unpredictable. So this will take me straight to our first question. With all the wonderful panelists we have this evening, from your experience, we would love to know what are the common risk event organizers tend to underestimate, and why do they go unnoticed until it is too late? So I'll take Bosedi first, ladies first.
All right. So Like you were saying, in a country where we have so many things, one of the common risks event organizers take without going unnoticed is micromanaging. And like Nelly rightly said when she was speaking, there's, I don't know why, especially with new planners, there's no room for miscellaneous. Is the I want to be like you, Maravi, and you don't know that before Queen got there, or before I want to be like Nelly, without understanding rooms or learning or growing. So most people don't. It's all, most times it's from vibes, and it kills a number of things. So, like she said, if you don't brand, somebody comes to price you down, and then you just put one small package. So you don't. Most times, the end is most people don't give room for miscellaneous. So, for example, now you go to look for a hall that has not been doing events in the long run, and then they don't have gen. They have gen that is neighborhood gen. Then they bring one gen. The gen does not carry for a long run, and then you say we can just do it. It's me and my uncle's wedding, and then it's time for the event. You start running for diesels, and you don't give people realities because you've not even experienced it yourself, and then there's no room. So there's no backup plan, no miscellaneous. And I always say it: if somebody can come up to say 3 million for their wedding, you can add 1 million for miscellaneous. You return it back if it doesn't work. But it's always good to have miscellaneous so that we have rooms for, because events are one-time thing. I used to say it, you get married only once. So let's fix that thing once, and then events in the end is more memories than is even the money you spend. So, but then the memory you now leave after that, if you don't give room for miscellaneous, they'll say, that plan, I don't call her again. No. They will not know that it's them that were begging you that. They don't know that they were sorry. With this miscellaneous, we put miscellaneous inside. They don't know that they were begging you to plan less, and then so please, whatever you do as a planner, please tell them you. Just tell them that if you don't spend it, you pay them back. But please, let's give room for miscellaneous. Not putting miscellaneous can cost a lot. You don't want to start drawing. You don't even need to buy the diesel down, but just have somewhere on their sheets. Because, like Nelly said, after the event they won't pay you, but collect it before, so that you can cut from it and fix it. You will give them back if you don't use it, but that's a major risk most people do not add, and it costs a lot of quick things.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So we'll take the second panelist. Would you say the same thing? Power is still one of the most underestimated risks?
All right. Good evening, everyone. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, co-planners. My name is Ire Sylvester, like you heard before. I would like to take a different dimension entirely, right? It might not be in your book because I know we're all prepared for this. And it's not even in my book because I didn't put it there. You understand? It just came by divine inspiration. You know, 1, cutting corners. 2, I know someone that can do it cheaper. Yeah, these are things that messes up events. I have experienced it. Yeah, we are still in the learning process, although we can't say we are professionals until people say we are professionals. You understand? So cutting corners in the sense that you see something that you can just do. Okay, let me use a personal experience, right? Something that messed up an event for me. I think that was 2020. I believed what someone told me, and it really did damage to an event I was planning. So I was supposed to get a backdrop a day before the event. Like the guy was like, oh, we are closing now. I didn't remember. I just packed it in the store. First thing tomorrow morning, we'll send it down. You understand? Okay, I was like, hey, guy, you're my friend. I don't want to joke with this. I don't want to joke with this at all. Tomorrow morning, first thing, send this down to me. He asked me the venue and everything. I said, this is it. And all. He said, okay, no problem. So, oversight. The next day, oversight took me, and I was like occupied with some other things. I had to even address my team that morning, and it didn't occur to me again. I was supposed to put it down as an itinerary to follow up in the morning, and I didn't do it because this is my friend, and I trusted him to an extent. You understand? So I came to the venue, and the banner wasn't there. Then I told one of my guys, go to UTC, meet so guy, pick this thing up. The guy went there, and he was like, I don't understand what this guy is saying. No, this and everything is not there. I waited an hour, 2 hours, thereabouts, and I was like, I need to just go to UTC and pick this thing up. So I really got mad. I got mad, and I went over the roof. So in that process, my phone dropped. My phone dropped, and the screen went blind. At that moment, I couldn't even do anything. You understand? So rushing back now to Gwarimpa, I met a very mad traffic, and I was just stuck there.
From frying pan to fire.
You understand? So that is what I'm saying. Sometimes, if you really know the essence of what you're doing and the need not to disappoint, you might just as well just take friendship outside the picture and go with people you know that they can deliver in due time. When they say 2 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock is 2 o'clock, anything. In my aspect, it's not about someone that can do it cheap. It's just a thing about trust. Now going to someone, I know someone that can do it cheap. Yeah, I've seen a whole lot of that. You come to the...
Thank you.
No, let me just do this one. You come to the event hall. Because me, I pay attention to details. I'm someone that goes to even your event. I'll make it my event because of some loose details. I'll call you if you like, get angry. Yeah, I don't give a damn. I'll tell you, madam, this thing you did is not right. You're supposed to do it this way. And you'll be like, do you know how long I've been doing this? I say, madam, it's not a fight. Oh, well. You're not doing it well. Fix it. That's just my part, though.
Thank you, Ira. We'll take the next panelist. And then, same question goes to you. What are those underestimated risks? And why is it that it is until it's too late that most of us get to realize?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Prince Emmanuel Ade Ape, CEO Emmy Royal Event. The moment you start planning for any event, the first thing you look out for, the moment you start planning for any event, you should have at the back of your mind that anything can go wrong. So what you do is you make out plans for them. Make sure you have backup plan for everything. It could be weather. It could be power failure. You understand? Have a backup plan for everything. You understand? You can't do all of that by yourself. Talk to your team member. Assign different people to different roles. You understand? So as you are planning, you have it in your head. What will go wrong? What will I do if this go wrong? You understand? We had an event in Utupa, that is in Benue State, where I'm supposed to bring a tent. I brought a tent all the way from Enugu. But I don't know what happened. My mind kept on telling me, get a backup generator. This place is far. If anything fails, that's the end of, now, generator, tent, a marquee in a village, you understand? So I don't know how God did it. I was able to impute price for an extra generator, a backup generator. I was just scared about it. Then towards the middle of the event, when the whole thing was about to kick off fully, the gen went off. You understand? So what happened at that point was, I don't know, I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared. The organizer of the event, he approached me, how far? I said, don't worry, just give me 20 minutes. We'll fix everything. Until date, he doesn't play with me. Imagine going to a village like that with a marquee and your generator went off and you could provide something else to cover up. You understand? So since then, although my wife, I do my business with my wife, she's my manager. So whenever we have any event coming up, there's a way she comes up with different. Other times I'll be like, baby, how come you came up with this? Are you sure something like this will happen? You understand? For the very first time we're traveling out of town, we had like 2 events out of town, and she made provision for first aid box. I've never traveled with it before. While we were walking, I don't know what happened. One of my workers fell off the ladder, and we're able to attend to him and stuff like that. So I encourage everyone that is into events. It's not always easy, you understand. Someone mentioned, if you undercharge, you might not be able to fix all those things, you understand. So I overcharge you, and I make sure I give you value for whatsoever you are paying for, you understand. So backup plan is very important.
Thank you, Prince. So basically, the lesson learned from Prince's story is to have a backup wife. And when you're working with your wives, they should always be their risk managers.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Prince. And we'll take our Oga for the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's maintain silence for a few minutes. Thank you.
All right, good evening all. So for me, I would say with the number of years I've been into this industry, this is going to be my 20th year. I don't think there's any risk I've not faced personally. Except for maybe the only one I've not experienced is maybe the clients not coming for their own events. I think that's the only thing I haven't experienced. But the worst things you want to think about, the worst situations you want to think about, I have experienced them personally. And then we underestimate, so as event planners, there's a lot of risk you carry. And everything is on your head, including the vendors not showing up. Most times when you wake up in the morning, and every time before my event, I always pray, God, let the vendors come. Because you can do everything right, and then the vendors don't show up. So what do? You can do everything right, and then the equipment fails. Have you been in an event where the DJ's equipment just stops working? And then you be going around as if you don't even know anything, but you're going around. You're just running around. And then you're there standing, looking, let it be like you're doing something. And then you're praying at your heart that God, I beg, let this thing just work. So these things are risks that you face, And do you know the funny thing that you always see the signs of this risk? You always see the signs, but you ignore them. They're always there. I'll give you one live example. I was in a wedding that day. They put the cake up. The cake was standing. And then I was going around, event planning, we're going around, normal. And I went to sit down by the lights guy. And the light guy was like, oh God, this cake is tilting. I said, which cake is tilting? He said, see the cake now, it's tilting. I said, don't worry. Oh, a cake fall. Does cake fall in events? We were there looking at that cake. The cake was looking at us. And it started bending. At that point, we were still saying nothing will happen, nothing will happen. The cake fell. It fell. And the first thing you'll be thinking is, anybody see it? Everybody saw it. The couple, but the thing that the couple were, and then that's where risk management comes in, or crisis management. It happened. We didn't start running around, though. We just saw it. Everybody did as if they didn't see it. Even the couple continued their life. The MC moved forward, started talking. We started distracting with different talks. Quietly, when they picked the cake, took it out. The cake vendor was there. They arranged, put it back, patched it back, and we took it back into the hall. So, but you will not kill yourself. These things happen. But I learned a lesson. When you start seeing that kind of situation, just go in and start solving it out. Sort it out. The second one I experienced was rain. Somebody was saying outdoor event was fine. I'll say, in me, do outdoor events in rainy season. I will not do. Because I learned the hard way. This client wanted a beautiful wedding, May. In fact, the wedding was in February. Then they shifted to May. At that time, we did not think about rain starting in May. We were so excited with the plans. But as we got closer, we said, okay, let's get another hall and pay for the hall just in case. And I was asking myself later, why didn't you just use that hall? But we were not thinking about that then. We felt like we'll have a beautiful event. The weather was clear. They said rain will not fall. We had set everything, the speakers. It was a DJ's wedding. And imagine how many DJs will come for a DJ's wedding. With equipment and everything. Outside, we were waiting. 5 p.m. 5:15, the first drop came. Like, we couldn't believe our eyes. Like, that rain fell from 5 to 11 p.m. That wedding didn't hold now. Of course, we packed ourselves, packed everything we could salvage, and went to the hall and managed ourselves. But you see, I learned a lesson. Since then, if anybody tells me, once your wedding is not January, first week of February, November ending, because even October 29th, you can't trust October. In Abuja, you can't. So these risks are there. Once you see them, you just need to avoid them. Then I'll give you the worst one. I think this is my own worst experience. I was planning for a hospital, a big hospital. I don't mention the name, but a big hospital in Abuja. And it was a morning, afternoon, and evening event. The morning event went perfect. Afternoon went awesome. All the vendors were on point. See, when the vendors are on point, everything comes to you, the planner. You'll be feeling very proud of yourself. But when vendors want to show you pepper, now this particular vendor, I always use trusted vendors, but this vendor, every time he used to come to my office selling small chops, say, give me opportunity, give me opportunity. don't ever give that first vendor, that opportunity, don't use your big events for that opportunity. Please start with small events. That was a very big event. I don't know how I took that risk. And then I felt like, okay, I'm helping this young guy coming up. This was like over maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And he was meant to do the after party. That's the one for the hospital staff. After the whole morning, afternoon, then the evening event where they were meant to have fun. He was meant to do chips, pepper soup, all the food that they were going to eat in that evening. He was meant to do it. The event was meant to start by 7. Now, when you're giving vendors your timing, have what you call a panic time. No, not call time. Have your call time, but have a panic time. I learned it in that event. Now, you at a vendors meeting, let them tell you their call time. Agree on the call time, but give them a panic time that has enough space so that you can call a backup vendor and always have a backup vendor. Now, I didn't have that. This guy came like, it was in 9:30 or so when the event started by 7. He came back and then forgot the chips at home. So, like, I was looking for ground to open. Let me just go inside and stay. Yeah, because I couldn't. I'll give kudos to my manager then. He even had mind to go inside the hall. I stayed outside. I said, me, enter this hall. But now I also learned something. When it happens, take responsibility. Don't go and hide. Just go and kill. Just go, let them finish you. It's better. Me, I was hiding, but my manager went front. But I learned from that. You know, so when after the whole event, I just bent my head in shape. There was no food. I went to see the CEO of the hospital. And he told me then, man, you're young, you're coming up. Well, that was almost 10 years. But the truth is that you'll be getting every experience. Even now, I might get one experience I've not seen before. He told me that if I was a doctor, that all doctors here, I would have killed so many people. Because he told me your task was to ensure that this event went well. That him as a doctor, he cannot have an operation and then tell me, because I was telling him that it's the vendor that messed me up. Everything was okay, the vendor did not come. He said, okay, if he's doing an operation and he's waiting for an important tool, and the bike of the person bringing the tool messes up, and somebody dies, what will he be telling the people? Nobody will call the bike person. It's you. So once you see an event from that line, that anything can go wrong, you would make sure you have backup plans. Is it generator not working? Is it event, no AC? I did an event where there was no AC from beginning to end. That day, only me went to area 1. Only me bought wire for underground cable. Only me still set cable. And yet, it didn't come up. But that venue, God knows I've not gone to that venue since 4 or 5 years.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah, you know, it's laughable now, but when it happens, so prepare your mind for that, yeah?
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Okay, one thing I would say is I've been part of the problems as a vendor.
Thank you for noticing. We are glad
I've been part of the problems, and at the same time, I've experienced everything we're explaining here. My biggest event in Abuja is in October. It's like permanently in October, and it's a large-scale event, and it's an outdoor event. So you can imagine the potential problem I'm already facing. So this is to show that the true measure of professionalism in our industry, it is not by how well we perform when things go right, but rather how we respond when things go wrong. So before crisis usually do not announce themselves when they are coming. They just come uninvited. It can come from any angle, and preparation is the only difference between disruption and disaster. There's no two ways about it. This brings me to our second question, which is going to be very brief. When planning an event, how early should risk assessment and contingencies plans begin? Let's say you have an event that's going to take maybe a month, weeks or so. How early, upon getting the job or getting approached for the job, how early should risk management and contingency plans should begin? And what are those practical frameworks that you would recommend personally for building a solid risk-free or at least risk management plan? I'll start with Mr. President, and then we go back to Prince.
All right, for that, I would say from the planning process, like as soon as you start planning the event, you need to start asking yourself what could go wrong from the beginning. What are the things that could go wrong? List them out. If possible, rate them or prioritize them. Like, what are the ones that are highly possible that would go wrong? And then what are the ones that even if they go wrong, the risk might not be too much or the effect might not be so much. Find a way of rating your risks that might happen. For instance, if I'm planning and I go to a hall and I need to get a venue, I would always ask, that's where the planning comes in, how many generators do you have? Is there a backup generator? You understand? And then you start asking yourself, what if this generator fails? What are the options? If you start thinking of it early, you would have maybe one of these vendors like Aladdin that has the generator outfit. You have it on speed dial, just in case. You understand? You would have options. You would probably not even go to those kind of venues. You understand? So having to, at the planning stage, that's where you start to think about what could go wrong. Same thing in your vendor selections. You're talking to vendors. Have it in mind that, what have you heard about this particular vendor? I'm not saying you shouldn't give them time, but open your ears. If there's a vendor that is particular about, is maybe used to coming late or doesn't finish up their decoration on time, and then their work is good, but they will not finish on time, then don't take that risk at that point. Get somebody else that will do it. So all this happens in the planning phase. So have a way of itemizing your risk, and then prioritizing them. They find out the ones that could happen, that are most likely to happen, then create a backup plan, like Oga Emmanuel said here. Have a backup plan for everything. If it's a spare vendor, if it's a spare generator, whatever you need to have. But first thing about it is thinking about the risk, and then having it in your mind that is when you don't do anything about that risk, that the crisis would come. So a risk that is properly mitigated would avoid crisis. That's what I think.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll go to Prince. Same question. How early do you think all these risk and contingency plans should begin?
Okay, thank you so much. For me, the moment you give me the venue of your event and I check it out, I'll just write out everything I think can go wrong there. The moment you have a good list of things that can go wrong, you start working towards how to remedy it the moment anything goes wrong. Do you understand? If you have a good list of, let's take for instance, outdoor events. You understand? Maybe during the raining season now, you are using canopies or you are using a marquee. Just make sure that if you are doing, let's say, your walkway, it should be strong enough that breeze cannot just blow it off. Some things that you use indoors, if you drop them outside, breeze can pull it down for you immediately. You understand? So you just make sure that you calculate your stands very well, your backdrop, your walkways, such that their bases are very strong. If you need to reinforce them, you do, and all of that. Then when it comes to power failure, if you go to some event, we had one event the last time, one burial event. I saw that the DJ connected connected his light, got his source from where we connected our light. You understand? So the moment anything goes off now, the light will go up, the sound will go off. You understand? That's the major one for me. So it's better you distribute your wires and make sure that you don't overload any point. You understand? That one will help you to be in check.
Thank you very much, Prince. Thank you. We'll go to Iyere, my brother.
All right. Thank you very much. I think from the discussion, it seems we are like faking one thing, rubbing it, painting it, and making it look real good. That's nice because whichever topic we are throwing out here, we can't exhaust it. Truth be told, we can't exhaust it. But in my own part, I would just say risk assessment begins with the first conversation you're having with your clients. Because psychologically, you should be able to decipher who your client is. Sometimes it might not even be the venue, the planning and everything. Your client might be your biggest risk. Yeah, you should be able to pay attention psychologically, know how they talk. You know, if troublesome people from the very first conversation, you should know, at least first statement, second statement, you should know that this person go bring trouble. May I just know how to follow and where. You understand? Troublesome people, you should be able to know them. And the ones that are silent, that don't talk too much, also know how to deal with them, because those are the people you should fear the most. The ones that don't talk. Take, for example, you are handling an event for a client. You don't even know who the parents are. Like, literally, you don't know, and you mess everything up. Then you now hear that the dad is a retired general, and he's just coming into the hall, and he's not seeing light, he's not seeing anything. What do you expect to tell that person? So you need to know your clients. You understand? Know your clients. Psychologically, grill them and know if they are trouble. Then you know how to plan to avoid them. Also, side talks. Side talks also, they kill a whole lot. You can take every advice, every point, take it, then sit down, assimilate it, and know the one that you will work with. Those are the things that you need when you're going to manage any risk in order not to spoil things the more. Because when something is happening and this one is saying, do it this way, this one said, do it this way, you tend to be confused and you'll be doing too many things at a time. You might end up spoiling everything in the process. Okay, take for example, we had an event. I manage events for spaces though, like different spaces in Abuja here. So we had an event, I think over the week, last Saturday, and we had over 2,000 guests. Yeah, like way over 2,000 guests. The boss is in the US, and they were like, we are running on gen. That big gen. What equipment did they bring? They said they are sound mad though. They brought extra sound, even the rooftop, they brought extra sound. They say, this will go finish today. Oh. You know that gen, it sits diesel very well. It's not there. Oh. It's speaking from there. It was like, okay, switch to inverter. Let's see if it will work. Although the inverter is very big, the capacity is big, it can carry the whole place very well. But those extra equipment were the problem. You don't know the calculation of the capacity of those equipment. You can't just do. Someone was like, I beg go, whatever we are doing, this gen should not go off from the start to the finish. Let's just manage it and finish up with this event. Someone else there was like, you know, that is why I say side talk. Someone there just pick up the phone. Boss, you give instructions. Somebody don't go against the instruction no, in the group. So the man was like, who is that? Do it as I said it. The electrical guy, like the electrical engineer, was still at the inverter end, switching it over, standing to observe. Do you know that armored cable that was bought like 3 million just 4 days before that event? Okay, I wouldn't want to say it, but probably people might have posted it somewhere. You know when the street transformer wants to just do you dirty in a night and you see the fire and flames going up? Yeah. That was what everybody in that space saw that night. And people brought out their phones and were making videos. It was so bad that the armored cable burnt and cut into pieces. That was like 3 million gone. How much diesel would have been expended just for you to lose over 3 million naira? Like 3 million plus manpower and everything lost. So you have to replace it. Though the man, he learned the hard way, but it's not going to say it. It will just be like, hey, it's just an experiment. You understand? But I know it was pained. So side talk most time is very bad when you want to deal with risk. And also from where I start from, learn to know your clients very well because they are the first trouble you have to face. Thank you.
Wow, wonderful. This is very insightful, and I think almost every one of us has learned to actually study their clients. Most people fail to actually study the clients. We're more interested in the figures they are going to project rather than knowing who they are and how we can satisfy their needs. This will let us let Bosede speak, and then we hear her own part of the mitigation style.
All right, so when I was learning planning, my coach told me that aside the fancy name of being a planner, your other name is Miss Fix It. Because like Mr. Mani said, Ketra was the problem, but it's Mr. Mani's head you sit on. So your other name is Miss Fix It. And so to answer the question, and I agree with almost everything we said, it's from every stage, it comes from every corner. You have to have a backup plan on the risk involvement plan from the venue. You also have to have for vendors. Sometimes the big vendor that always delivers every time, village people can enter his head that day. The very first day I spoke to Queen Maravi, I had a vendor that we were in touch and in talks until 1 hour to the event. He had even fixed lighting. Time to put the truss down. I mean, take the truss up. Church has closed. he disappeared. His numbers were not going. His phone off. How many iron will I drag scam me like this to pull trust to go back up? So it cuts across different things. I cannot say it's to one side. It's from the point of contact with your client. You involve that as a, like I said, miscellaneous is very important. Involve that because events day logistics sometimes is more expensive than a lot of things that you have put in your budget. That day, like you said, if you have to go from to UTC to carry, you have to look for a truck that you did not budget in the sheets. The truck is more expensive that day because that's the day for him to pull his village money for Christmas. So if he was charging 25K that day, 75K we charge you, you must pull it because that day the event must run. So there's that side. Then there's the side of the, like I said, some vendors is not, sometimes it's just, I used to say it, I've concluded these days that sometimes there's a spirit behind weddings. Food that someone that is a good cook can cook, that day one salt will just come from nowhere. It's not that you cannot fry as much of fire will just catch. Something will just go on. So what I've also learned is sometimes is delegation. It's not to empower one person with a lot of things. Sometimes just divide it. It will help you manage. So if at least you say, maybe the groom's family is eating well, yeah, give me small, let me give the front people, let them eat well, let this side be covered. Just enough, the risk is it cuts across everything. It cuts across even your clients. Like you said, some clients can be from the village. There was a trend, there was a tweet going around, I'll wrap it up from here, last week where they said there was a woman, she comes to a wedding, she says, her driver is also a human being. Why would they not give him food? They said, okay. The planner tried, she got food and gave the driver. She now hired the planner that she wanted to plan wedding for. Then I said, Ma, there's a part where we also include your extra staff food. She said, how much is it? They said, extra staff. 500 guests. So let's say 100 drivers, 100 extra staff, 5K per head, 500. She said, why will you pay 500K for drivers? But you told me at my last event to give you money for your food. So people just move up and down and they just move. So to conclude it's on different sides. From the very first day, just be including it small. 1 week or 2 weeks to the wedding, you can start seeing that this vendor is taking five lighting truss he wants to hang in one day. And he booked me since February, December. He said, I've chopped bosses money since February. Mr. Mani just came. Let me add him to the sheet. You start seeing that, vendors meeting, they tag him here, this guy. Hold his balance. Hold it in your account. That's the way to drag vendors in the most way. Collect it from your client because after the wedding, the client will tell you, I cannot pay. So how did I spend 5 million on top of wedding? Is that after wedding that they will remember that things that went around did not collect it, but you and the vendor be threatening them, hold their balance, pay a good number, but then hold it. That way they will be more accountable. And then the client, I don't even know.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This is a wonderful panel. And I think it has actually taught us that contingency planning is more about mindset than it is about money. Then this brings us to the most important question and the final one for the session, because ultimately everything comes down to wisdom. So I can see a lot of upcoming and even new event planners in the house, starting from Bossede, out of your free will. Just like Wellington, Nelly just gave us freebies. What can you just coin up to the new ones, to the new cats? I think they call them the new cats. Just say something to every one of us that's in the event space, something really, really legendary. Thank you.
All right, so more than perfection, one of the things I like to say is to start. I was looking at, when I came in, I had a meeting, so I came in quite late, and then I was hearing, I think the CEO speak about laughing, jestingly saying, we are sorry, we did not plan for everything. But beyond him, that maybe had a little mishap with planning this, is someone who is just in their mind and looking for the most perfect wedding. Mr. Man is here and said he's gone for 20 years. This was not how it was in year one, 20 years down. You can sit at home now, Mr. Mani. The person that is booking him now, he's booking him for his what? He's booking him for experience over the years. So beyond the finished work, before you get to Mr. Mani's stage, start. Beyond anything that we were talking on our table, just Team HR, we can hire them. Even if you see maybe there were a number of fixtures that were not going well, it grows. Nobody started. Content creation was not there 5 years ago. The industry keeps growing. So take classes, please. If you don't take classes, I go and do family and friends referral to do wedding. They will sit on your head. There are a number of classes. Please take classes and then start. No matter how much you learn, you can evolve. Even doctors go for upgrading classes. But take your classes, know your basics, and then start. It gets better. You can decide to intern because most people don't want to hand over to you. But then beyond, like I said, wrap it up beyond your mind, starting it, and then it keeps getting better. And then
Thank you
grow.
very much. Thank you. We'll go to our senior man IRA to round up and then give us just a word of free mind.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, once again, it's a privilege. Actually, I was going to miss this event though. I won't lie, I was going to miss it for real. But I just had to pull strings together and said I'm definitely going to come around. I came quite late. So what I would say, what I always tell people is this: learn to work together. We are all here as a family, right? Learn to work together. Yeah, there are some things I have you don't have. When you come to me, I will know how to do it for you so that you benefit and I benefit also. You understand? There are some vendors, you come to them, I have a client who needs this thing. They'll be like, you don't tell them the price. Yeah, they know the price. What can you do for me? They say, I can't really do much. Or, you know, things are already you know what you're gaining from this thing. You're helping me grow. Why don't you just do that little sacrifice? Rather, you will want to even know the person that needs this thing. You want to know the person, you'll be like all those people that no go get something, they won't just go the camouflage anywhere. Do that things for that person. All fingers are not equal. That you're privileged to get money to stock up your stuff and you can rent them out at the price that you can, doesn't mean every other person is privileged enough. You started from somewhere till you get there. Let the upcoming, let them breathe. Don't suffocate them. So I will say it this way: we are growing together. When you're a vendor, you should know, vendor to vendor, what price am I giving? You understand? Then vendor to direct client, what price am I giving? So that everybody will smile in the end. We are just too quick to be up there, forgetting that there are people that are learning the ropes behind us. Some people will be like, if not be 50 million wedding, I won't do. How much with the budget for that event, Seth? I no go do. But you know you have someone that is coming up that is still good, that can at least manage 15 million wedding. Call up the person. OG, Alpha, come run this thing. You know, say, I don't shall big pass this thing. If I do and I let down, you understand? Come run now so that you self go smile. You know, I'm just using the normal parlance so that we all get carried along. But you'll be like, I don't need it, I beg. All those small jobs, I don't need it, I'm over that. But there is someone that needs it, that you know this person is good. You just see that if I they give her now, before you know if it just grow, just blow and they come past me. That is not it. You understand? Okay, let me use Obi Kubana and Kubana Chief Priest as an example. They once had a fallout. Yeah, and it might boil down to something like this, but I'm not privy to all that. I can't really say for sure, but it might boil down to something like this. But they still find the way back, and like, we have been in this together. No matter what, let's still grow. They are growing together, and you're seeing them. They are moving. That is our event managers. That is why I say Abuja is the most difficult place to succeed as event planners. It is. It is the most difficult place to succeed as event planners. Yeah. The potentials are there. The money is in Abuja. Everybody just wants the money, but it's so difficult. Do you know why I say that? That we have 78 to 80% saboteurs in this industry. This brings me to the last part. Stick to what you know how to do. Stick to it. Many a times you just see because you can cook and your food is tasting nice, the next thing, you are now an event manager. Come on now. Do you even know the basics? You don't know the basics. You're not an event. You see a photographer. A photographer will just the next thing do a flyer. Event manager. Sorry, my DJ, I don't know if you're an event manager. You see a DJ putting up a flyer, event manager. Who tutored you? Did you undergo the processes? Do you burn steam for this? So stick to what you know how to do. Don't go and spoil things for other people that spent years in learning these things. Please, it's very, very important. Stick to what you can. If you can't do it, call someone. The person will still take you along. And for every other person, learn to share. When someone refer you, learn to grease their palms. We are not going to be billionaires in one day. It's step by step. But if we carry ourselves along, we can all be billionaires together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll take Prince. Your response to the new cats and old cats.
Okay. One thing I'd like to tell us decorators is don't ever underestimate any event. Any little thing can ruin everything, as small as it is, you understand? So I'll encourage you to make plans for everything, and in case anything comes up, in case any issue comes up during your event, don't panic. Just try to be strong. He said it earlier. Face it. You understand? If you run from it, your client will think you are not even capable. They might not call you next time. But if you are with them, you explain everything to them. You carry them through the process and all. You understand? It will help them to believe in you more. Even with that issue now, they'll still recommend you for another job, knowing fully well that it's not your fault. Then I'll still encourage us that no matter what we are doing, we should try not to ruin our jobs by going for, I don't know how to put it, going for cheap vendors. You understand? If you know the original plan of this is going for, let's just say 1,000 naira. But you know somebody that can do it for 200 naira. At the end of the whole thing, you have issues. You understand? Some might have it, and they need the 200 naira. They'll do it for you. But others, they don't have it. They need that money to still go and run around to get. You understand? So at that point, you are using a substandard vendor. You have issues. You understand? And I'll still encourage you to have a personal relationship with the people you work with. Check up on them. Are you fine? Allow them to be able to tell you their problem. Your caterer, if they're having issues, just make it very conducive for them to be able to tell you that, oh, this is what I'm facing, but I can fix it. You understand? If your DJ is not here yet, I'm having issues with logistics, I'll be here soon. You understand? Don't allow them lie to you. Although some people lie too much, but let it not be your fault. Make them to be very comfortable with you. Talk to you. By God's grace, you'll be in charge of everything and you deliver a seamless event.
All right, so I think that's a very important point he made. How to solve these problems when they come up. It's underestimated, but it's very important that as the event planner, as an event planner, you have to find a way of making your vendors feel like a family. You have to make them feel like the event is also their own. I don't know how you're going to do it, but it works for me. From the vendors meeting, I try to make them have this togetherness and this feeling that this event is my own, because all those times I've had issues, the solutions usually comes from the strangest of places. It's either one caterer somewhere, you'll be shocked, or one, it might be the decorator struggling to hang his suspension, but it's one light person that would come and help him out. You know, so even that's that one I told about, it was the light person that noticed the cake that was, falling. So if you get them together and let them have this, like, oh, we're in this together, when there's a problem, they will all stand in for you. You not just be you struggling to solve that problem on your own. So try to build that relationship with your vendors, or team bonding with your vendors, and not just your team, but with your vendors. Now, for what's my own advice to you as an event planner or upcoming event planner? Integrity. Integrity, being able to communicate, being truthful. You might want to make money quickly, right? And then you give substandard services. It will eventually haunt you. So just be truthful. Let people know that, look, once I give this person a job, I would go and sleep. And I think that's what works for me. What worked for me. I started and it was very crazy. I started in 2006 and I had no idea what I was doing. From school, I was just doing my I2 and then I wrote 1 to 20 things I think I could do in this life. I started from owning a radio station, I wrote so many big things. On the bottom was event planning. And I was like, oh, this is the cheapest thing to start with because I don't even have capital. So I just went to event planning and that was it on my own. I started going around all the plazas in Abuja, Banex Plaza, looking for vendors, had a book, my vendor list was a book then. And I would go to all these big decorators. Then I was so angry with those people that write events, caterer, event manager, DJ, and I was always against them. I would go and say, Madam, you're not an event planner. She would say, who are you? When did you start? I say, I just started, but you're not. That once you're doing any other thing, apart from event planning, then you're not an event planner.
Thank you.
So, I try to make them understand that. So once you have that, and you stick to what you know, like Oga said, stick to what you know. It's very important. Don't feel like you can do everything at once. You might have the gift, but focus on one thing, get it running, then you can start to do other things. But like I said, above all, just be honest with yourself. Have integrity. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Forget cutting corners. Just do the right thing, and you see that gradually you would grow. My first fee was 20,000 naira. I remember, as an event planner. All the stress and everything, 20K. And there was a lady then that was charging 600K. She was like, "Man, why you're charging 600K?" And I asked her, "Yes, I'm charging 20K. You're charging 600K. Tell me what you do for 600K." And she could not tell me anything about. She's a planner, but she could not tell me her processes. Yeah. And in my small 20K, I was able to give her a full lecture of what I do to my clients. But right now, she's nowhere. I don't. Maybe she went to another business. But this was like 15 years ago. Wow. So it's important to know your work and then stick to what you know, and then be very original.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, as we conclude this powerful conversation, one thing is clear. The difference between a successful event and a failed event is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of preparation. Please, let's put our hands together for our panelists. I believe the audience have several questions. And I believe we're open to answering these questions after the panel sessions, just to save time. A lot of us are even fasting. We're yet to meet with food yet. So thank you guys very much. Thank you very much. We'll round up this session by saying a very big thank you as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this amazing session. Thank you all. All right, so moving on, the QR code displayed on the screen is functional. Go ahead to scan. Also, if you have this flyer, the QR code is also there, and it's functional too. If you have questions around team manager, please meet any of the two persons that came up here to do the presentation, and they will answer every of your question. So also we have the feedback code. Ensure to scan it and give your honest feedback. All right, so let's
Please don't walk out yet. We're already rounding up. Please. We'd like to invite our speakers for their gift and their appreciation. As we said, our speakers, we don't pay them, but at least we can say thank you. We have Chinegu Mani Deep. Thank you very much, sir, for your knowledge. Bosede Oji Adoga. Thank you very much for your time, for your delivery. We really appreciate it. Mr. Prince Emmanuel. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mr. Yere Sylvester. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. last but definitely not the least, Mr. Mohammed Ashraf Adam. Actually, I really enjoyed your moderation. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are not taking much of your time anymore. We will now invite the Startup Abuja team to come and give the vote of thanks as we round up the event. If you have not taken the opportunity give us a review, please. We really appreciate your review. Go online, give us a review. It is all documented in Team Manager. Team Manager is really doing a wonderful thing. And if you have not registered on Team Manager, you can still do so. Thank you very much.
All right, on behalf of the Startup Abuja team, I would like to say a very big thank you to everyone who made the Event Organizers Conference a success. To our speakers, thank you for sharing practical insights and real-life experiences. To our partners and sponsors, thank you for believing in the vision. Planning events is no small task, so it's only fitting that event planners come together to plan better events. The energy, ideas, and collaboration in this room have been truly inspiring. As we wrap up, let's not let conversations end here. Please stay connected, collaborate, and most importantly, don't forget to follow the team manager for updates. Thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you at the next one.
Thank you all for your time. Thanks for waiting to the very end of the event. See you in the next one, everyone.
Out and the sun